The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Great note there.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Suddenly clear that we're here to stay for more than a day, maybe a week or a year. We've arrived, and to prove it we're here. We've arrived, and to prove it we've arrived. From 30,000 feet above the ocean, flying high in the sky, 30,000 fans showing their devotion. Hear them scream and cry.
Damn you faux non-terrorist explosions that are probably the crappy old PowerPoints, a really rubbish old unimportant station in North London that I used to live nearby, and we lived above an old woman and her mum, and they were nuts, and they would bang on the ceiling and shout about effing men and stuff. So damn all of that. We were going to have Tony Robinson in the studio tonight, but then we heard there was an explosion in Southgate. Of course, we instantly all thought it was some form of Islamic extremism, terrorism, and it turns out it probably isn't. Probably just a bit of bad luck, and it's a really old station. But the police are saying it's not terrorism. If it is, we'll find out. But me and Catherine made a grown-up decision to cancel Sir Tony Robinson coming in, because we thought, well, if this is those bad guys, if this is the Beatles of terrorism, the jihadists, then man alive, we can't have Sir Tony Robinson in the studio. We would have to boot him out. So we cancelled him, and then like minutes later, the police went, it's probably not. It's probably not the bad guys.
Ah, well. He was cool about it. We'll get him in another day.
We'll get him in another day. Luckily, no one has been seriously injured. And let me think about it. Actually, it's probably a good thing that it wasn't terrorism. Now I think on it,
yes.
The fact it buggered up our show for the first hour is of minor consequence, and no doubt some of you reactionary idiots will be writing your emails to Ofcom and to Denny Morris already saying I'm making light of international terrorism. If we don't make light of it, then goddammit Osama bin Laden has won from beyond his watery grave. If he's dead, I don't believe it. So I was thinking today, so basically we haven't got anything for the show. So I was thinking today, what do I care about? Right? 'Cause there's all this story about the kids in cages.
Yeah.
Right? And I was listening to LBC, because we don't do a breakfast show on this station. I was listening to Nick Ferrari. And the number of callers that were phoning in agreeing with putting kids in cages. British callers agreeing with it, right? And then I saw, what's his name? The diet fantasist. He agrees with it. And I thought, oh, right, okay, right. So we've got arseholes in this country that agree with putting kids in cages. And I started to feel myself getting quite angry, right? And then I checked my anger. And I realised that I was creating that anger from within myself deliberately because I felt I ought to care. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to sound cold, okay? But then I'm going to follow it on with actually probably even more coldness. Right. So I checked myself and I realised this anger, I'm self-generating this anger. I wonder what happens if I do nothing. So I did nothing and the anger subsided. And I realised, and this is not necessarily a comment on the state of the world, it's more a comment on me and where I am at this precise moment in my life. I don't care. I don't care about kids in cages. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think they should be in there, but I don't really care. And I thought, right, okay, pick another story. So this kid and the cannabis oil and all of that. I thought, right, let the knee-jerk reaction go and let it subside. Now what do you think? Oh, I don't care about that either. I don't care. I don't care about it. I thought, right, another big story. The Theresa May and the £20 billion a year for the NHS. Don't care about that. And I went through all the stories, right? I don't care about anything. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care about anything. And I was trying to think. By the way, if you think I'm sounding like a complete arse, phone me up and tell me. Or if you're kind of going, yeah, do you know what? I don't care either about anything. 0344 499 1000, right? And I think it's partly where I am in terms of like my life and my head and my depression and all of that. But Catherine, I don't care about anything that's happening in the world. Certainly don't care about the World Cup. Let's see what we've got. Fleeced, here we go, front page of the Daily Mail. Fleeced at the petrol pumps. I buy petrol, buy a lot of petrol. Fury, as drivers are overcharged by £2.50 a tank and prices hit 3-year high. I don't care. I don't care. I couldn't care less. Let's see what. Let's. But there's not. I can't even find a story to focus on in the news. I just don't care about anything, and and this proves to me that this is not normal behaviour, because I went to my eldest sports day today. And I was proud of him, and I had a great time seeing him, and he somehow stole all of my coins from my pocket during his sports day so he could go and buy strawberries and cream and homemade lemonade that the older kids were selling. And I don't know how that... I think I ended up buying strawberries and cream for all of his mates as well. I think that's what happened. Basically, I was mugged by my own 8-year-old son. Who was showing the same aptitude for sports at that age as I was. And it was great. And there was lots of mums and dads, really, come on, boy, come on, doing all that. And I was like, come on, son, just do what you fancy. Give it your best shot. That's it. And I was watching it thinking, I don't care. I don't care about this. I honestly don't care. And there are lots of parents getting very het up about it. And when I say I don't care, let me qualify that in case my son, after I die, or hears this recording back and goes, what? Dad didn't like me? I do like you, son. I like you quite a lot. Prefer your brother. That's a joke. He won't see the video. And I love him and I adore him and I worship him. And the two boys are everything in my life to me. And it was such a thrill seeing him doing his best, and he looked really cute because he had his cap on when he was running, and he was having a laugh, and he told me how he stayed up late and watched the football last night. It's the first time he's done that, and all of that, and I enjoyed all of that. But the event, I didn't care. Didn't care. And I left early. Because I had some stuff I had to do before going away tomorrow, but I possibly could have pushed it on. I just didn't care. I don't care about anything. And when you start to realise you don't care about your kid's sports day and you don't care about kids, apparently there are 100 of them under the age of 6 in cages in an old warehouse in Texas. If you don't care about that, it either means, it means one of two things. It either means you are soulless or it means you are indestructible. I think I'm indestructible. I think I have a soul, don't I, Catherine? You work with me for a while.
I've seen it occasionally, yeah.
No, talking about my soul, not my...
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, you think you haven't.
Well.
Remember that funny pencil sharpener I gave you for Christmas?
Oh, God.
Yes. Do you prefer pencils or pencil sharpeners?
It depends on the day.
Really?
Okay, depends
yeah.
what I'm aiming to do.
Okay. I prefer pencil sharpeners. I don't really like pencils.
Well, what if the job is drawing?
Well, but what if you had to use a pencil sharpener?
Yeah,
if you had to go down on a pencil sharpener, would you?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
I've got one. I've got like a double one, different sizes. For women listening will know this because you get different shaped pencils.
I made a pencil. It's a penis. Don't tell her. Shush. So I don't care.
No, I think you're frazzled, mate.
Sorry?
I think you're frazzled.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm indestructible, though?
No.
Oh, no. I think I'm indestructible.
Yeah, okay. Well, you carry on thinking that. But that's...
Is that a sign of frazzlement?
Yeah.
I just don't... There is a news overload. There's a news overload in this world, and we're constantly just being pummeled with all different kinds of news and Twitter and Facebook and Sky News and talk radio, which for 21 hours in the day is pretty much news-based, although I did hear James talking a lot about ironing shirts and bleeding radiators, so there is a little bit of light in there. But we're just constant, and I just got to the point, I don't care. Because, all right, here's the thing, right? And I'm seeing lots of, some of the few people I follow on Twitter, John Ronson and Matt Haig, getting very upset about the children in cages, right? Okay, so they're retweets. Okay, right. So if I cared about it, what does that achieve? What does that achieve, apart from...
Is that the point of emotion?
No, it's not. But I think, let's do it. Let's get in there. I think it's part of the point of emotion because by caring about something, you then try and effect a change. You try and change the situation, okay? So if I cared about this situation in America, 0344 499 1000, by the way, maybe you think I've gone nuts. I don't know. We'll have a look at Twitter in a bit, see what they're saying. Right, so if I cared, well, what could I do? I could tweet about it. Mm-hmm. Echo chamber. Twitter achieves very, very little. Echo chamber. And some people would pile in and have a pop at me. Okay, right, fine. So that doesn't fix anything. All right, well, I've got this radio show that broadcasts to about 70,000 people. Okay, so what? I'm going to do a phone-in. Do you think it's right that President Trump is locking up kids in cages? Okay, well, what does that do? All that does is we get people, liberals phoning in saying, no, I think it's wrong. We get some people phoning in and go, I think it's a message to illegal immigrants. And all we do by doing that is we create more tension and more worry and more stress and more division, right? So there's no point in doing that. Trump's not going to be listening and going, wow, this guy that used to do the 11 o'clock show, he's got a point. That doesn't achieve anything. So what else could I do? Couldn't do anything. Write a letter. Write a strongly worded letter to Donald Trump. There's nothing you can do.
But he's all about public approval, and he does care about his image online, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah.
No. But he doesn't care about mine.
Baby man.
He doesn't care about what I say.
But if thousands of people,
I think he preferred Jamie Lomas. To be honest,
probably did. Yeah, he's that sort.
He's that sort. Yeah. I'm a cuck. I'm a libtard beta cuck. Snowflake. I'm a snowflake. I'm the fake news. So he's not going to give a stuff about what I say. So there's no point in me caring. If I cared, and this is only this may only be a temporary thing. This may be if I cared about everything, then I would go nuts.
Yeah, that's precisely what's happening.
What? Sorry?
That's
I'm
what's
going
happening.
nuts.
No.
Huh?
No, I think that it's a reaction to being under extreme pressure.
Yeah.
Just cutting down to the survival stuff.
Yeah.
There's my theory anyway.
Okay,
but I've got no degrees in that.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that. Basically, we haven't got anything for the first hour because of the non-terrorist explosion.
Whatever went off.
Whatever, someone dropped something and it went off in Southgate. Southgate, I used to live Grange Gardens, just around the corner, and there's the curry house opposite is called, I think it's called Romney Gate. That's what it's called, Romney Gate. What a great curry house in there. What a great curry house. Hey, phone up Romney Gate. Let's see if we can get someone from Romney Gate on. Curry house in Southgate, directly opposite the station. Let's get the latest from the guys in Romney Gate. We'll be speaking to those guys after these short messages on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Tina's asked on YouTube, can I ask why you cancelled when Southgate is nowhere near the studio? Well, I've answered you on YouTube there. And then David says on Twitter, to be fair, David Frost, a British broadcaster, brought down Nixon. Well, first of all, I don't think he did bring down Nixon. I think there was a whole series of events, including, theft and blackmail and lying. And you watched that film and I think you kind of followed the Hollywood narrative. David Frost didn't bring it out. Secondly, he was interviewing Nixon over 3 days. Thirdly, it was in America and it was broadcast in America. So all of your points, David, are moot. Moot.
So you voicing disapproval from thousands of miles away.
On a poxy little radio station that hasn't even bothered to advertise, even since they signed Eamon's stay-at-homes. Oh, yeah, well, don't worry, when Eamon comes on board, we're going to go nuts on the advertising. Where? In your office? Because I haven't seen any of it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Good evening, Alan. He's been on the phone for 15 minutes. How the hell can a man fall asleep whilst on the phone in 15 minutes?
Well, there is a man who's answering your question. He doesn't care.
Right, now, everyone's... Are people really stupid? Right, so Tina said, why did you cancel Tony Robinson, even though Southgate is nowhere near the studio? Then Marcus has replied, it's a safety issue.
No, it isn't. No, guess again, guys.
How close is Manchester to us?
It's quite a long way.
Yeah, and when that bomb went off... Well,
we didn't know what it was, if you remember. There was talk about balloons or maybe a speaker blowing, but you just don't know, and so...
We cancelled him because if it had been... We weren't sure if it was a major event or is it hopefully turning out to be a minor event. Had it been a major event and we had Tony Robinson sat where Catherine is, we'd have had to have gone, so Tony, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to focus on this story. Thanks for coming in, but we're going to send you home now. That's why.
OK, everyone?
Have you got it?
With that? Is that OK? Can we carry on?
Thanks for calling, Alan. Always appreciate your calls. Hello, George. Turn your radio off.
Yeah, how can I do that?
Well, I don't know, George. I'm not in your house.
I've done it.
Well done. Good lad. You see?
He works it out.
Just like that. Yeah. I haven't even been to sleep today. I stayed up all night.
Phoning up David Prevert.
Oh, why?
I did phone him up.
Yes, you did.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't spoken to him for some time and he was talking about a subject that I wanted
George sniffed an opportunity to get on the radio. That's why.
No, I don't know. I only really get on in the early hours of the morning there. Even though last night or earlier this evening I did get on Dotton's show for a brief moment.
I think that the late...
Not Dotton, Eddie Nestor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bit racist. The other black guy on BBC London. But I think that calls like yours are perfect for kind of between 10 o'clock at night and 3 o'clock in the morning. That 5-hour window is perfect for a call of your nature, because your calls, you may not agree with this, but it's a fact. Your calls are kind of slightly esoteric, quite psychedelic, and would just stick out a bit, I think, in a drive time or a breakfast phoning show. And
they haven't got time to go into the amount of detail that you enjoy.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's a fact.
It's true.
It's a fact. Anyway, George, what you got for us tonight?
I was thinking of something I mentioned yesterday in passing.
Yes.
You were talking about question time, and I suggested a program called Answer Time.
Yes.
And I just find myself musing on what Answer Time could be. It could be a program where you're given an answer and you have to guess what the question was.
That's Jeopardy. There's a quiz show called Jeopardy that does that.
Really?
Yeah, you've just invented Jeopardy.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's actually quite a good show.
How does it go? You have to say, I am a bottle opener or something, don't you? And then you have to, what is Jeopardy then?
I applied to be on Jeopardy.
Did you?
At one point, yeah, I applied to be on Jeopardy, but then my audition coincided with my first day at university. Jeopardy question. Let's go. Right, here's a question, right? So,
like what is a razor? It's always what is, isn't it?
Right. Okay. Here we go. This is a Jeopardy question coming up here. So it's the
movies. Here we go. The clue. The title of this award-winning 1963 film refers to the number of films its director felt he had made to that point.
Oh, that's a good question. So the answer is, the title of this award-winning 1963 film refers to the number of films its director felt he had made to that point. I'm going to say, what is Ocean's 11? Catherine, what would your...
What is 39 Steps?
Okay, 39 Steps was a lot earlier than that.
Yep.
George, what would your question be to that answer?
I wouldn't have one at this point in time.
Well, let's find out who's closest. Here we go.
30 seconds. Good luck.
Oh, so they got thinking. We had thinking time. Da, da, da. You sure? The question again, George. The answer. The title of this award-winning 1963 film refers to the number of films its director felt he had made to that point.
Fellini's 8.5 or something.
Whoa! It could be right. Here we go. Let's find out. Here we go. Dum, dum, bum, bum.
Celeste Danucci.
Yeah.
You better not have missed this.
I don't think I did.
8.5. You are right. Federico Fellini's film.
Boom.
Hey, you got it right.
601.
Amazing.
Now at 15,400.
What is 8.5?
Christian.
Hang on.
8.5.
But
They've all put an 8. They've all put 8.5. Well done, George.
Well, I received that from somewhere.
No, you didn't. You just plucked
remembered.
it up. You remembered, yeah. It was a memory.
No.
Or a lucky guess. It wasn't.
No.
Yes.
I assure you. I do. I assure you that we're all being remotely controlled by.
No, we're
by
not.
Our highest.
You haven't slept all night and you smoke dope.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, exactly. It means you're away with the fairies. I used to stay up all night smoking dope.
No, it means getting high. It means
Yes,
it
I know.
means
Yes.
rising above
No.
the dross the everyday life seems to throw up.
No. That I think is one of the great myths of cannabis, that it automatically takes you to somewhere special. For some people it does, and occasionally it does, but generally it's, for most people, it's a way of blotting out the pain and the misery and the darkness of their everyday existence. And I think that's what's going on.
It genuinely tunes me into to the part of my mind that I most like to be tuned into, Ian. I've always used it. I've never abused it.
Why are stoners so boring?
Sorry?
Why are stoners so boring?
Am I boring?
Well, stoners are so dull. And trust me, George, I was a stoner, and I used to hang out with, when you smoke weed, as I did. I'm not talking about you, but as I smoked it, I would only hang out with people that also smoke weed. 'Cause you don't want to go to someone's house for an evening and, by the way, guys, I've got some gear. Oh no, we don't do that. Oh man, then you're stuck in someone's house for 3 hours and you can't have a smoke. So you tend to hang out with stoners. And man alive, they were dull.
my smoke in the 60s and 70s was grass from Thailand, and that's not around anymore. I mean, it's all skunk and not a particularly.
There's no Thai sticks.
Well, I haven't come across them, but they really put my mind in a place where I like my mind to be, and as I say, I for 3 years I didn't smoke at all. 1976 to late 76 to early 1980. I went over 3 years without smoking at all. I was living in Ireland, and I was trying to write a mystical book, and was being directed.
And stoners repeat the same stories.
Oh, I've told you this story before?
A couple of times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A couple of times.
Yeah, well...
or maybe that's age. I don't know.
Age, I'm just 77 and 2/3. And,
he's a boy.
Why do we... What age... well done for doing the 2/3. What age do people stop doing the 2/3? In fact, I don't think my kids actually do do if that's a thing
understand
anymore.
Fractions, mine.
No, God, they don't. Broken Britain.
I do see a future in which everyone will get paid money at the beginning of every season.
Yeah, you've told us that.
I haven't.
Oh.
I've never said...
From the Bank of Gazillion Wonders?
From the Bank of a Zillion Wonders, yes.
Yeah, you have told us.
I'm going to try and get a special bet on in the next few days, a publicity bet.
Yes.
I wish to bet that by the year 2023, the people of Britain and Ireland will have transformed themselves into the wise islanders, wise as in Wales Island, Scotland and England, and we will join together and lead the way to a world of wonders.
I look forward to that bet. Not making you any money, George. We've got to move on. Thank you for the call. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
Right, and get timed out. Stop writing Fanny on my YouTube channel. Goodness sakes, grow up. Let's go to Kevin, shall we?
Hello, James.
Hello, Kevin.
How are you?
Very, very well, thank you.
Good.
Who do you think you're talking to?
James.
Okie dokie. Okay.
I know who you are. And say hello to Catherine for me. Well, hello, Catherine. I'll say directly to you, darling.
The James and Catherine show. God, you're dumb.
Well, to be honest, I don't care.
Well, I care that you have the manners to get my name right on my show.
Well, you're more than welcome.
No, but you haven't got it right yet. So before you proceed, what is my name?
James.
Okay, well, I'm not going to let you proceed.
Well, it must be Iain then.
Thank you very much indeed.
Wow, process of elimination.
Dear God, what is the point of me broadcasting to people who are too stupid to get what we're doing?
I think I've got hold of you. Don't worry.
No, I don't think you have. I don't think you've got hold of what day it is.
Physically.
No,
I don't mean physically. I mean I'm fully aware of where you are going. And you know what? I don't care.
Okay.
Where's he going?
I'm celebrating today a bit.
I don't care that you're celebrating. Couldn't care less.
Well, maybe not.
No, I literally, honestly, I don't. If I don't care about kids in cages in Texas, why am I going to care about some old duffer who doesn't know who I am celebrating?
Well, I'm afraid no. I wouldn't ask you to do anything you wouldn't want to do. However, those nutcases putting those children in cages. I did ring up to say I don't care.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to have to change my mind and ring you back and say I care. about something.
What do you care about, Kevin?
Those children locked away and other children who can benefit medicinal purposes through cannabis, which has been an ongoing tale this last few days, if not longer, for people who
Here's the thing. You know, cannabis doesn't have medicinal properties. You know that, don't you? You know that, right? I'm telling you. Cannabis...
I'm telling
you.
Not got a doctor.
Cannabis does not have any medicinal properties.
Well,
doesn't have any. And so I tell you why. Do you know what the definition of medicinal is?
I do. Actually,
do you? Oh, I look forward to hearing this, Kevin. What does medicinal mean?
Well, anybody with any symptoms or... I don't know.
What does medicinal mean, Kevin?
Anybody with an illness that can be treated.
Yes.
With medicine.
Yes.
Is medicinal to
anybody
that person, isn't it?
Anybody that can be treated with medicine is medicinal.
No, medicine helps. Obviously,
right. Okay, but incorrect. That's not what medicinal means. Medicinal means having healing properties, right? Cannabis does not have healing properties. What does cannabis heal?
I don't think a lot of our medications heal.
That's right. That's stupid. Try again, but this time take your dick out your mouth. What does cannabis heal? I can tell you the answer. It doesn't heal anything. It doesn't heal cancer. Some people are going to phone up and say it heals cancer. It doesn't. It doesn't heal epilepsy.
Chemotherapy heal?
It does what?
Does chemotherapy heal?
Well, yeah, it can do. Saved my mum's life. So, yeah, it does. It doesn't...
Well, that's wonderful to know.
Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, it does. Medical science works.
Well, I also have...
yes, but they weren't healed. That's unlucky.
Family...
Okay. They weren't healed. But yes, chemotherapy can heal, right? This is medicinal. Cannabis doesn't doesn't heal cancer, doesn't heal MS, doesn't heal epilepsy, doesn't heal Parkinson's. It can make people feel better and calm them down, and in some instances reduce the symptoms, but it is not medicinal.
No.
Thank you very much for your call, Kevin. I really appreciate your time tonight. Let's try Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Hiya, mate. How you doing?
I'm having a great time now. I'm starting to warm up.
Hi, Kev.
Hello. I think you've got the same rage that fella on the radio last night had.
Yeah, I think I'm right. Yes, Mark.
I was just thinking about you're talking about cannabis.
Yeah.
Actually triggers psychosis in people. I don't think a lot of people know that. It can trigger psychosis, it can trigger schizophrenia. Yeah.
Yeah, but people know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it, though.
No, they do.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
They do. But it's a tiny percentage. But yeah, it can do. But so can alcohol.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The reason I rang up, I've done my first live show tonight.
Oh, what was that, Mark?
It's a right buzz.
Well, what was the live show? A live sex show?
No, radio show.
Oh, tell more to Catherine. I'm sure she'll be delighted to hear.
No, I've just done my first 2-hour show, mixing and live on YouTube.
Oh,
so,
how does that feel? How does that feel?
It was a buzz. I was real nervous to start with, but after I got going, it's a right buzz. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Are you not the guy who runs his own radio station from his room?
Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah.
So it was, 2 hours of reggae?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why don't you play good music?
Oh.
Whoa.
He did a tweet the other day that he wanted me to retweet, and I don't retweet. It was a poll. What music do you want to hear? What were the 4 options on there, Mark?
Aswad.
No, reggae.
UB40.
No, listen, hang on, go again.
I can't remember, actually, to be honest.
Reggae?
Reggae, lovers, dub, dancehall.
Reggae, lovers, dub, dancehall, and there was another pony genre.
Oh, was there?
Yes,
I can't remember.
I think there was. I'm going to say it, Mark, and it's partly because I'm a massive racist, but I don't flag that up too much. And if I did flag it up, it will be the flag of St George. But I can't. I can't stand reggae.
Oh dear.
I like reggae sauce, but not reggae music.
No, yeah, that's all right. I've got some. I'm playing some Beatles in a reggae style tomorrow night.
Oh God! Why would you do that?
Yeah. And it's pretty good, actually.
No, it's not.
Is it the Paul McCartney Meat Free Monday rap? Reggae.
You can do it. Hey, here you go. Hey, play this. This is some reggae. This is great. Listen to this. Here we go. You'll love this because you like shit music.
Oh no, really?
Reggae Mull of Kintyre. Here we go. Boing. Keep boing.
What is the technical... You'll know this because you're a reggae expert. What is the technical name for that boing that they do?
Boing?
Yeah,
boing.
The boing.
I think it's called a boing.
Because some bands couldn't afford... I think it's like... to me, it sounds like one of those giant springs or a ruler on a table.
Yeah.
But some bands couldn't afford that technology. For example, Musical Youth actually had to say biddly biddly boing.
They did.
And
Yeah,
so
they
they made their own boing.
Yeah.
Mark? I'm going to cut you off. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well done, and I hope I'm sure there'll be a raging success. And I'm just me trolling you on this radio show is just a small taster of what you're going to get if you want to carry on in this business.
No, I've had loads of nice feedback.
I'm sure you have, Mark. Well done, mate. Good for you. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Moonlit musings from mums, madams, and meat packers.
Oh, never mind, I must have misheard.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
The station's brilliant.
On Talk Radio.
So, I don't care about anything. And then I tried to care about the Macron. You saw the Macron incident today.
No, what's happened there?
Not Macron. Is he the French dude?
Yes.
What's his name? Emmanuel.
Yes.
Right. So there's video footage of him. You've not seen the footage?
No.
Oh, I'll show you it. It's good. Macron. Was he Prime Minister or President? President. Say President.
Yeah.
He's President, isn't he? Is this it, or is this going to be one of those robot news things? Let's have a listen. So this was on a walkabout today, right?
Ça va Manu? Non, je suis pas devant. Non. Voilà, tu es là, dans une cérémonie officielle, tu te comportes comme il faut.
So the kid's called him Manu.
Mais aujourd'hui, c'est la Marseillaise et le chant des partisans. Tu m'appelles Monsieur le Président de la République ou Monsieur. D'accord? Voilà, c'est bien. Et tu fais les choses dans le bon ordre. Si le jour où tu veux faire la révolution, tu apprends d'abord à avoir un diplôme et à te nourrir toi-même. D'accord? Et à ce moment-là, tu iras donner le son.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically what happened is there's a kid, he's doing a walkabout, a kid, and I'll translate it. It's the kid called, his name's Emmanuel Macron, and a kid calls him Manu, which is like a, like
it's
they
the
call
shorten.
a cat.
Yeah.
Something like that. And what's that, Manu? No. You're in an official ceremony. You behave properly. So the president of France. You can fool around, but today we sing La Marseillaise. You can call me Mr. President or Sir. Yes, sir. There, that's fine. And you do things the right way. The day you decide to make a revolution, you must first learn to have a degree and nourish yourself, okay? And then you'll give lessons to others, right? And I tried to pick sides. I played picking sides on that, right? And I played being him, Macron, for a bit. I thought, yeah, no, fair play. I played being the kid for a bit, and I thought I didn't care. But I did do some digging around.
Yeah.
Right. Because some people are going, well, yeah, Macron did the right thing. And
I think he lowered himself a little bit by getting involved.
Well, here's the thing. This is partly why I don't care about, because I can see every side of this, right? What you don't see in that video is before the kid spoke to him, the kid was singing a revolutionary song,
Right.
like that is basically two fingers up to the French Parliament. Right? It was like a traditional up yours Parliament. We're going to come and take over kind of thing, and then was being cocky. And apparently, what you don't see is Macron also saying something like, you know, I'm doing this because I want you to do well, and you can come and challenge me when you've got a bit of education. You've got some, even if you want to fight and you want to take on the government, you've got to have manners. And then I was reading some history, and the reason that one of the previous French presidents did so badly is because the whole nation stopped having any respect for him. I can't remember which. It might have been Mitterrand, or can't remember. But the whole nation, almost as one, stopped being respectful to him and kind of started taking the pee out of him a little bit. And then he dropped off the edge. And there is something you'll know this perhaps better than me, obviously having been there and seen a man's cock on a train.
I didn't see it. It was under a hat.
Okay. Wow.
I could see what he was doing, though.
It was a stovepipe. It's a tall hat. I mean, it
was tiny.
Anyway, I can't remember what I was going to say because I'm now thinking about this tiny man's giant
under
penis
a flat cap.
under a hat. But then I was watching. I thought, I don't care.
The other thing, though, is about French history is that they are encouraged to have a revolutionary attitude to authority.
Yeah.
So, actually, you know, a country where violent protest is actually a legitimate form of protest. I think some kid singing a song is a little bit petty.
But then I read that the kid is now a laughing stock at school, and he's going into like a depression. And he doesn't want, and he's sort of hiding away and stuff because everyone's taking the mickey out of him, as they would do. So basically, I think the boy and Manu should sit in a room,
hug it out,
and then they should both pay a visit to Madame Guillotine and have their heads chopped off in public, in front of the schoolmates, and in front of the French Parliament. And that will teach both sides, just grow up.
Et voilà.
Et voilà. I'm blocking people on my YouTube channel. It's the closest I can get to Madame Guillotine. And I think they should both be executed. They still do it in France. They still chop off people's heads.
Do they?
Yeah.
Must have missed that one.
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to ask that question. I just censored myself. Let's go to Iain. Good evening, Iain.
Good evening.
Good evening. What you got?
Cannabis. You say it's got no medicinal purposes whatsoever.
Right. Could you call us back on a decent line?
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Let's go to Keith. Hello, Keith.
Hello.
Hello, Keith.
Hello, you two.
Hello, Keith.
Caught me on the words there, yeah. It's Cineworld, Keith.
Oh, hello. So the spoiler alert, yes.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. Yeah, you shouted at me for that. I'm not going to do that tonight.
Oh, thank God for that.
I've been to see Hereditary. I've been looking at it for a couple of weeks.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't spoil it at all. I'm just.
Tell us what happens in the last 10 minutes.
No, don't. I'll tell you who's in it. It's a family. The mum was who played in Sixth Sense.
Can I just stop you there? You're going to tell us you're going to outline the story for us.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Gabriel Byrne's in it. Basically, it starts off.
Okay, right. I mean.
That's not.
That's what he did last time.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'm going to tell you exactly what happens.
This is what happens. That's what he did last time. And he told us the twist, and he said, I've not spoiled it for you. And someone else who'd seen the film tweeted, and he went, that's the twist. I've not spoiled it for you, have I? I'm telling you what happens. Have I spoiled it for you?
Can I spoil spoilers for you? What happens in spoilers is people tell you exactly what happens in a film, so there's no point seeing it.
Have I spoiled it for you by telling you twist in film? No, that's not spoiler.
Keith.
That's not spoiler. I've not spoiled it for you, have I? But by telling you that he's dead and he's a ghost? No, I've not spoiled it for you, have I? Oh, I won't do it again. So there we go. We're going to get loads of boring calls about dope. But if you're going to call in, you know, have the decency to not be driving.
And if you're on your third spliff, best not, eh?
It doesn't have medicinal properties. Medicinal means healing. It can calm you down, and it can...
Therapeutic, perhaps.
Yes! Therapeutic, but not medicinal. If we're going by the definition of the word, and I think we ought to. 03 44 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome. I didn't spoil film for you, did I? By telling you what happened? No, that's not but I've seen it, and that don't spoil it for me.
What it is, right? Oh, Keith.
Oh, no. Spoiler alert for your next phone call, Keith. You'll probably get cut off if you start telling us the plot of a film. How's about them apples? Hey. Well, we filled the first hour.
With what?
With anger and pith. With anger and pith. We got another 2 hours to go. And because it was... do we know what happened at Southgate yet? Let's phone... Oh, no, we'll phone them up after 11, although they might be shut then. We're just going to phone up the Rom the Gate, the delightful curry house. You know what's just around the corner from you know what's in Southgate? Probably 200 yards.
Metropolitan Police latest update.
Yeah.
Say latest, 41 minutes ago. Southgate Station's been examined by specialist officers. It appears at this stage the cause of the explosion was a battery short circuit.
Now, because some people are saying online it was an e-cigarette battery.
Well, people online are not the Metropolitan Police.
Ooh,
I'm going to go with the Metropolitan Police for now. For now.
Yes, Keith?
Oh, aye. Yeah, no, I just think, I don't know, a bit unkind, really.
You were going to tell us what happened in the film, Keith!
No, not at all. I was going to share...
All right, away you go then. You tell us. You tell us what you're going to tell us.
Just basically the synopsis of the film, not what happened.
Okay, go on then.
Starts off around the death of the grandmother and the funeral.
Yeah.
And Mum stands up to give this eulogy, and it's a complicated relationship she's had with attachments, and there's been death in the family. And basically it goes on from there, and there's contact with a dead person, basically, that is sort of revealed. So I'm being very careful here not to give anything away and get overly paranoid. Okay. But it really captivated me, to be honest with you. Mark Commode actually rubbished it, but it got 5 stars on the various sites, and I'd recommend it. I think it's a real gripper, and very well worth a watch.
What happens in the end?
Yeah, very funny. Very funny, yeah, and they're very, very good to take out Northern accent. Why don't you two come up north and do?
Keith, I'm Mancunian.
You cover it up very well.
Well, she
cover
does.
It up.
Where are you from in Manchester?
Why?
Look at this now. You're getting Mardy with Keith.
I don't want you turning up.
You were very, very rude to Keith.
And maybe you're Salford, or which end?
Salford.
I'm from Salford.
Well, Keith, we're coming to Manchester on July the 28th and doing a live show.
I didn't know that.
July the 28th.
Were you at the Lowry?
We're at the 3 Minute Theatre.
Affleck's Palace.
Oh yeah, my daughter.
Would you like to come? Would you like to come and do
I'd love to, yeah.
All right, I will give you 1 free ticket, right? If you want any more, you got to buy them. You got to buy them. Your name will be on the door. But to earn that ticket, you have to come up on stage and spoil 3 films for us.
I've only done it once.
Sorry? You admit that you did it. You admit that you did it. You admitted it.
Yeah, but I didn't this time. But I want to say, go and watch Hereditary.
All right.
Like they said, there's no actual daft jump moments in it. It's well worth a viewing.
All right, Keith. Hopefully, we'll see you on July the 28th. Your name will be on the door, fella.
I'll have a look for that.
Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Iain Lee, you're an idiot.
saying he was dead all along?
Yes. That's the Ruttles. Have you heard Hold My Hand?
Yeah, I think I have.
I've heard more of the
songs I've seen of the film.
Oh, this is the Ruttles, right? This is great. Listen to this.
I'm not the kind of guy who likes to play
a big brother,
but I've just seen your day.
Wait for the chorus. The chorus is a masterpiece.
Another, I saw you both come in, and clearly you're not meant for him. So please, please hold my hand. Hold my hand, yeah, yeah. Hold my hand, yeah, yeah. Hold my hand, and I'll see you home.
It's great, isn't it? It's great. If you've never seen the Ruttles, man, you haven't lived. 0344 499 1000. It's the late night alternative with myself, Iain Lee, and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio, weeknights from 10. You can listen on DAB, you can listen online, or you can download the app. I'm off from tomorrow. Catherine is hosting for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Monday.
Yeah.
With Katie Puckrick as your co-host. Mm-hmm. And it'd be good. And people can watch it on your Periscope, at Flippin' Kath. Flippin' with no G, Kath with a K.
I'll make sure I charge my phone up.
There we go. Look at my setup.
I haven't got a long charger.
You can borrow mine.
Can I?
Yeah. And remind me to give it to you after the show. And you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube channel as per usual. And people can call in, I'm guessing.
Yeah, of course they can.
Yeah, it's the same old rubbish.
Same old thing. On Thursday, I booked a guest.
Have you?
Yeah.
Flippin' heck! You're doing some production.
Last week, I started listening to something. You know Keith and the Girl?
Yeah.
Well, you were about to
going to be on their show on Sunday,
yeah. Yeah. So I was listening to one of their old podcasts, and there was a comedian on there called Caitlin Bailey.
Yeah.
And she is one half of a two-woman team who do a podcast called The Oldest Profession.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
About sex workers.
Secondly, you're not going to have three women on the radio at the same time, and it's not the big-ass women's hour.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, is it going to sound too much like a women's programme? And I thought, how many programmes do we have where we've got three blokes talking to each other?
All of them.
And that's not men's issues.
No, also, and, I mean, it's not going to be specifically about shoes and periods, is it? It's just going to be the same old rubbish.
It's about, this one in particular is about sex work and the history thereof. It's like really mucky, horrible histories.
And I don't get the thing of, I've been saying for ages and ages and ages, years, that there should be more women on the radio. I don't care if they've got a dick or a vagina. As long as you're good, that's all I care about. Yeah. And also, actually, I quite like people that aren't very good as well sometimes. But that's all I care about. Someone who's got some stories and can relate and can communicate. I don't care what's going on in your pants.
I think we're going to... Well, there's not an awful lot going on at the moment. But it's going to be a laugh, mostly. So... yeah, don't switch off just because it's not Iain, please.
No, well, But
if you really miss Iain, please tweet him and such.
Tweet me and say that she's not as good as me.
And if you are saying I'm better than Iain, don't at him.
No, don't at me. Here's the thing, because genuinely I think you're brilliant, and I will be listening to this. Some of this I'm going to be able to catch live, and some of it I won't. I'll have to listen again. But the trick is, dear listener, can you get that other caller back? He's just disappeared. The trick is, dear listener, when you go away, is you want someone who's not quite as good as you. And
you've got your wish.
Well, no, I've got someone who I think is on a good day is sharper and funnier than me. Imagine.
Shut up.
Shut your face. Shut your face, mofo. So that'll be tomorrow, Thursday, Friday and Monday, and there'll be podcasts as per usual. Same old, same old. You'll kind of get the vibe of the show. Onwards and upwards for tonight. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. We were going to have Sir Tony Robinson in the studio, but we were worried there'd been an Islamic bomb. That's where everyone's mind goes to when there's an explosion. Everyone thinks it. And I know we've got a problem with, on a slightly different scale, but we do have a problem with right-wing terrorism, extreme right-wing terrorism, as well as Islamic terrorism. But
yes, the 1 year anniversary of the Finsbury Park.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And of course, the murder of Joe Cox and things. And it happens less often, but it happens. But whenever there's an explosion, first thought, Islamic extremism. First thought. So in many ways, they're winning. Those guys, those Islamic extremists are winning because. It's already created the division and the thought of, oh God, not another Muslim terror. That's the thing, and that's the knee-jerk reaction. You can't fight a knee-jerk reaction. What you can do is sit back and wait for the facts. Funny how a lot of people who were displaying the flag of St George and also have hashtag Free Tommy Robinson were calling it out as a Muslim bomb quite quickly on Twitter. Quite quickly.
I think sometimes, unfortunately, it's wishful thinking, isn't it, for them?
It is.
Because it proves what their prejudices are telling them.
Right. Flipping it. Where's that? Right. We'll go to Chuck Winkle. Try and get him back one more time, but otherwise he can get knotted. Good evening, Chuck Winkle.
Hi, how we the cowboy? You right?
Okay, I couldn't quite understand that, mate.
Sorry, I guess to slow it down a little bit.
Yes, please.
You all right?
I'm all right. I'm coming to America tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you be in?
Well, I'm over here in the Sunshine State, so just
Florida.
No, New York.
Oh well, I'll be in New York tomorrow night, 8 p.m. New York time. Maybe we could meet up.
Very busy. The thing is,
I'm here until Monday.
Well, that's why I've been ringing in tonight. I wondered if you wanted some commentary on the moon landing that's happening right now.
What the moon landing?
We're NASA in partnership with SpaceX, where sent a rocket up.
It's going now, is it? Because I know that in America there's the Kids in Cages, which, by the way, is a great name for a band. It's a great idea for a TV show. I'm just saying. And also America's just said it's pulling out of the United Nations Human Rights Treaty.
Who needs that?
But you're saying that there's also a moon landing taking place.
Right now, they're on their final approach. They took off from Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
It's about 6 8. Do I carry on?
Yeah, please do. Cape Canaveral.
Right. So it was a successful launch this morning from Cape Canaveral.
Hang on a second. I can't understand what he's saying.
He sounds like he's... Are you all right, Chuck? Are you okay?
I got to speak quite low down because it's...
Because you might wake your mum?
No, but it's very serious business, actually.
Okay, it's just we can't hear you very well.
Right, I speak slowly.
No, it's not. It's not a case of speaking slowly.
It's actually a case of speaking too slowly.
It's a case of you've got to enunciate the words. It's kind of like that. The moon is going to run the rocks in the moon.
Hey, cowboy.
John Wayne, big fella. Big cockers, big balls, John Wayne, get my bum.
There was a successful launch from Cape Canaveral this morning.
That's better.
With astronauts Jim McCain, Alfie Tyler, and Penny Robinson.
Alfie Pilot?
Alfie Tyler.
Alfie Pilot? Tyler. And Penny Robinson?
He was the pilot, ironically.
And his name was Pilot?
Alfie Tyler.
Alfie Pilot. And he was the pilot?
Right.
And Penny Robinson?
Penny Robinson represents other women.
Penny Robinson from Lost in Space? Wasn't she Penny?
Not a coincidence, actually, but no,
it's
not that. No, not they were launched in their little rocket ship this morning from NASA Station over there on Florida's Cape Canaveral.
Okay.
And they currently 3 miles from moon.
Hey, that's brilliant news. When do you think they'll land?
About 11:30 UK time.
Okay. What will happen, Chuck? Will you be able to call us back and give us an update?
Yeah, if you like. Yeah.
We got no other calls, mate. So I'm happy to take a punt.
Big news event. We should be covering it.
Yeah, the mainstream media, the MM, is not covering this, Chuck.
No, well, it's prejudice.
Yeah, exactly. They're prejudice. Well, okay. Well, shall we call you back in 15 minutes?
Yeah, sounds right, cowboy. Yeah, do that.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Golly gosh, that really is exciting. They've kept that one quiet.
Yeah.
03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. We'll have the latest in about 12 minutes from Chuck Winkle on the American moon landing. It's a show, kind of, we were going to have Tony Robinson in, and then me and Kath made the decision, grown-up decision, the wrong decision.
Yeah, but a grown-up decision
It was a
nonetheless.
grown-up decision, but it was wrong.
Well, we're glad it was wrong.
We are glad
But
it was wrong.
Not because it meant that we don't see Tony.
We cancelled Sir Tony Robinson because we thought Islamic extremism was on the rise. Well, it is on the rise.
No, we couldn't be sure what it was, and so we wanted to be cautious.
We thought it was a bomb at the train station, but it wasn't, thank God.
It could have been.
Thank God. But it does mean that, it does mean that indirectly ISIS have struck a blow because it's buggered up our show. Even though there wasn't a bomb, and it was probably just a battery of something, that's what the police are saying. We don't know if it was a station battery, or people on Twitter are saying it's a battery for a vapist. And boy, oh boy, if it was a vape battery, I'm going to come out and I am going to murder every vapist.
I think it's time to round all those guys up.
I've got no time for vapists anyway, but if you had a battery that went off, you guys are dead to me. So because we thought it was Islamic extremism, we cancelled Sir Tony Robinson in case we had to focus on that story. Turns out it wasn't, right? It was an idiot. Well, so is Islamic extremism. Anyway, let's get into that. But it does mean that ISIS have won. We cancelled a knight of the British realm from appearing on the radio, putting out his left-wing propaganda, and instead we've mentioned Islamic extremism about 30 times.
Yeah.
So ISIS... John Paul, George and Ringo, Dave D, Dozy Beacon, Mick and Titch, the Dave Clark Five, all those guys over there.
Sporty.
Yes.
Scary.
They're doing.
They're mostly scary, aren't they?
They're doing the cooking and having babies. Those guys.
Oh,
They don't let the ladies go out there. They're busy. They're busy getting sexually abused and being chained to beds and forced to have babies to make the next generation of soldiers. That's what's happening with the women. There's not, you know. I'm sorry to say that, but it turns out ISIS ain't equal opportunities. It just isn't. And anyone who's thinking of going and joining it...
You should know that.
Yeah.
You should know that.
You should know that. So anyway, they've won, is what I'm saying. Game over. Let's go to Kevin again. Good evening, Kevin.
Oh, hello.
Yes, Kevin.
Well, I've just been listening. I don't know who Dejan Makavekovic is, or if I've pronounced that correctly.
I can almost definitely say you haven't.
Oh, so how would you say his name?
I don't know who you mean.
John Malkovich?
I don't think that's what you said.
Emmanuel Macron?
Okay. Well, what have you called in for this second
I can tell
time?
you what a Macron is, but no, I'm not a Macron. Okay. I might have had a milligram or two of wine. I'm sure you've picked up on that.
I want to
I wanted just to ring in.
Yes, Kevin.
Say, I wanted just to ring in.
Yes.
And come up with what may sound like a stupid idea.
It will do, coming from you, Kev. Yes, go on.
I'm sure it will. I was thinking about a donor dating website.
A donor dating website?
Yeah. Now, straight away, somebody might say, how can you laugh at that? You know what I mean? No. What I mean is...
Wait a minute, what are they donating?
Pardon?
What are they donating?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Everyone would have to do a profile because dating sites now are getting more popular. I myself am one.
You are one?
On one.
You are on one.
It's available, girls.
Sounds like you are on one.
I am registered to a dating site.
Grindr? What is it? What is your dating site called?
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm sure there could be a dating site, a website introduced on the internet.
Yes, they do. Most of the dating sites are on the internet.
Yes.
Yes.
So why not have a donor dating?
Because it doesn't mean anything. You've not explained the concept.
Well, if people have got an illness,
yeah,
and they register and fill out a profile or fill in a profile, however you want to,
I'm beginning to work out why you're single.
Persona,
but yes.
Your own persona.
Yes, persona.
And then people on there may recognise your condition or symptoms of it.
So it's to date doctors?
No, anyone with any...
Right, so I go on there and I say, hey, my name's Iain. I'm getting divorced. I'm 45, 6'4", slim-ish, but putting on a bit of weight. Sort of the dark hair, but going a bit silver fox. Oh, by the way, I need a new kidney. I'm looking
and
today.
I'm looking, and I go, oh, I'm about to die.
Yeah.
Have some of mine.
No, but then I'm going, I don't want to go out with a dead bird. Oh, what I'm looking for is someone not too young. I would go as low as 33, but 33, either 33 to 38, or I'm still aiming up for the older woman, 52 to 62. But if you're 62, you've got to be really good condition. I would, and you've got to be ideally shorter, about 5'6".
Just remind me which of the organs you're interested in.
Short dark hair. Not much of a boob man, but I don't mind them. Like a nice bum and a functioning kidney that you don't need. Message me for dialysis and sex.
And maybe more.
It's like Netflix and chill. Dialysis and life-saving. Is that what you mean, Kevin? Have we got it?
Well, it didn't take you long to work me out, did it?
So have I got it right, Kevin?
Did you put that on your profile, Kevin? Because I would edit that.
It isn't quite written out like that, as in depth. However, what I was on about...
I'd go on there looking for ladies who want a sperm donation. You know what I mean, girls?
No.
Yeah!
Come on, please, let me finish this.
Well,
can I just get this out before you...
Let him finish.
He's doing a sperm donation.
Let him finish.
Yeah! Is that finish off? Okay.
I'm using my best hand with my mobile phone here, so please, can I just finish?
I wish you would.
Basically, I'm thinking, there must be people midlife who just can't get out most nights. Or
I don't understand the donation part of it, you strange, dull man.
Well, you could end up on that type of dating site with a partner, right?
Yes.
With who you may never, ever, ever, ever be able to help out by donating any part of your body to your loved one. However,
yes,
right.
I'll go away for him.
I've had some temporary donations of organs.
But they've tried to insert it themselves, have they? Every which way but
I
loose.
don't believe they were surgeons.
Flipping heck. Roger says, quite rightly, hopefully all these rubbish callers tonight means that Catherine and Katie will get good ones tomorrow. You would think so, Roger. The law of statistics would imply that, but unfortunately it doesn't always work like that. Good evening, Jason.
Hello. Hello. How you doing, man? I do apologise. I've actually maybe phoned on to the wrong conversation, but if you'll allow me to give me the subject of the matter, I could probably give you a decent actual response, because from what I understand, you're being quite loud at people that may be trying to need a bit of help. So,
well, what have you called in for? To talk about football to Jason and Andy?
Yes, actually. But, unfortunately, football is not necessarily my forte. So from what I've heard about some gentlemen...
Yeah. We're talking about, if you could go on a dating website, what organ would you want from your respective partner?
Well, I think one of the things, though, is that obviously the gentleman that is probably phoned up, he's probably looking for something that's quite crucial. So I'd probably say that, probably with the fact that I probably maybe sort of drink and smoke too much, I'd be looking for sort of like a liver or a kidney.
Okay.
But then...
I've had a thought. If I donated a kidney to a woman, right, I would love to have sex with her, because then it's the closest I'm going to get to having sex with myself.
No, you've been closer than that.
So then what I find quite strange, though, is that, so you're in an actual position where you think the only way that you can get your hole is to donate a kidney.
What
is your sex life like?
No, I'm not saying it's the only... Did you say the only way you'd get a hole?
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
Listen, you can tell the Talk Sport listeners that they're thick and rude. No, I'm not saying it's the only way. It's not the only way I would get a hole, but I'm saying that if I then did get that hole, it would be like making love to myself, because there would actually be a physical part of me, two physical parts of me, inside her. Or him.
Okay.
It's 2018. I don't care.
I totally respect that that's what you want to do, but at the same time, I do find it kind of weird that you want to have sex with yourself.
You don't?
That's kind of weird, man. Like,
You don't want to have sex with yourself? This is why I envy gay men, Jason.
Well, I think that my body's disgusting if you want to have sex with my body.
I don't want to have sex with your body. I want to have sex with my body.
No,
this is why...
shut
up. Listen, you're not talking to Jason Cundy now. You're talking to...
But if you want a decent conversation,
shut up.
you just need to give me the...
I don't want to... Mate, you've used the phrase, get a hole, so I'm not going to get... You phone up the wrong radio station, so I'm not going to get a decent conversation from some thicko that doesn't even know the telephone number of the station that they want to speak to. So get a decent conversation from a thick, sport-loving misogynist like you. That ain't gonna happen. But this is why I envy gay people. Because gay men often, it's a generalisation, often go out with people that look similar to them. And I've often watched gay men walking down the street hand in hand, similar looking, same hair, same height, same build, and thought... I'm never going to have that. If the light was darkened a bit, you dressed them up in your clothes, and you swapped. You said, right, I'm going to make love to you now, but I'm going to call you Iain. Okay, and you have to...
What if their name's Clive?
But that's it. They would have to change their name. Fantasy role play.
What if it's Steve?
Doesn't matter. I'm calling them me.
Adam and Steve.
I am pretending... Well, God made them. I'm pretending... that they are, I'm pretending they're me. I'd love to make love to me. Or a facsimile of me.
Sure.
Yeah. You still there, Jason?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. 0344 499 1000. Talk Sport listeners are as thick as that.
Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your mind.
Oh, my word.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Righty-ho, let's just phone up Chuck Winkle and get the latest on the moon landings. Hello? Hello?
Who's that?
Hello, is that Chuck Winkle?
Yeah, speaking.
Hello, Chuck, it's Iain Lee.
Why? I got a lot of phone calls at the moment. I don't know what it was.
We spoke to you about 12 minutes ago and said we'd phone you up now.
Right, yeah. I'm so busy looking at bloody moon. Right.
Is now a good time to talk, or
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Just about to touch down. So if you want to be there on the action, it's the time and the place.
Okay. Well, why don't you talk us through what's going on? So let's just remind us who's on the spaceship.
We got Jim McCain. He's the navigator.
Yeah.
We're pilot Adam Alan Tyler.
Okay, yeah.
And for representing all the ladies out there, with Penny Robinson, first chief officer of a flight going to the moon.
Okay. Again, not really getting a lot of these words, but...
Sorry?
Okay.
Right.
So they're landing on the moon now, are they?
The rocket, dubbed Trump 1, has been separated from its main booster for around half an hour now.
Okay.
And it's just making its way up to the moon. And flight chief operator Jim McCain is looking at it, going, yep, probably going to land there on that little crater. And Alan Tyler has gone, yep, turn rockets on then.
Okay.
Penny Robinson just filing the nails.
Penny Robinson's just filing her nails, is she? Wow.
Looking quite beautiful.
You can see all of this, can you?
We've got it on its television screens.
Okay, yep.
Mission check for T-minus. Around seconds to landing.
Okay.
It's tense, isn't it?
Looking quite good. And then momentous occasion for the United States.
It's the first moon landing in quite a long time, isn't it, Chuck?
Since way back in 1967, actually.
I think,
Nigel Armstrong and what?
I think the first one was in 1969, and if I've got this right, the last one was about 1973?
Yep, Nigel Armstrong and his crew of 10 men.
Okay,
landed on the moon. Yeah. And it's been a long while because they haven't had enough petrol.
Okay.
They'll get back up there.
Okay.
And they take about T-minus 20 seconds now to touchdown.
Okay.
Guarding her in. And, sorry. Recovering from cystitis. Currently.
Okay, let's just try not to get personal here. Why are they going to the moon, Chuck?
Well, why not?
Okay.
Cranberry juice, by the way.
Now, in the turning it round.
Turns out cranberry juice is actually a myth.
Oh, well, it's worked for me.
Well, it's a myth. You think it works for you. It's a placebo.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
But now you know it's a placebo. It can't work.
Well, he's landed.
Okay, well, that's great,
Chuck.
Thanks very much for that, Chuck. Really appreciate it. As long as we know it's all safe. Good. Okay, we got that.
That felt historic.
Yeah, no, cranberry juice is a myth.
Oh,
it's not medicinal or therapeutic or nice to drink.
Well, no.
So everyone that's been drinking cranberry juice for urine infections and cystitis and, bladders and stuff, waste of your time.
Can you give me your stats on that? What?
I can't give you stats on it. What do you think I am, a caller to the David Prever show? No.
I just wondered where you heard this before I start removing it from my arsenal of...
You've been putting up your arsenal?
No, homegrown...
It's true. No, it's just...
remedies.
Well, first of all, just trust me, it's true.
Yep.
You've been working with me long enough to know that I would not be giving out medical advice unless I have it on good grounds. And this is official medical advice. Cranberry juice don't do nothing for you. It don't do nothing. Sam's nodding, almost as if he were thinking about playing on that PlayStation that he won the other... He won a PlayStation.
No, he did.
I had to buy mine from
Anyway,
Tesco's.
the cranberry juice. So, who told you? Was it a doctor or
I
what?
heard it on Radio 4.
All right, okay. I talk a load of old balls.
Oh, shut up today. It's the Radio 4 is fact-checked. Yeah.
Was it on the Archers?
Jesus Christ, I'm bored, man. I'm bored. I've got nothing. I'm an empty vessel, and I've got nothing to give. Got nothing to give. So I don't know what we do for the rest of the show. What do you reckon?
Wow, that's a bombshell.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it though? Honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
It just dawned on me. I just thought I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing to say. I've run out of words. It's not a bombshell because I told you earlier on.
It's not a bombshell, but
Yeah.
I was talking to you and you don't matter.
No, but we finished the talk about cranberry. We did the cranberry juice.
Okay.
I thought we'd done it.
All right.
Well, what else do you want to say?
It turns out it's nonsense. So,
well, no, I thought we'd done the cranberry juice bit.
Fine.
I thought we were flogging a dead horse.
Okay.
I thought we'd finished it.
All right.
You can Google it and find I'm right.
But
But
I don't want to believe it's a lie.
It's, yeah. Are you pissed off?
No, I'm fine.
I'm getting a slight pissed off.
No, I'm not pissed off.
But if you are, it's fine.
I'm not.
It's fine.
I'm not. I'm trying to think.
Oh, man, alive.
Been a funny old vibe today.
Yeah, it's been a funny vibe. Partly because of the weather, partly because I am tired. We were both up early to go to respective sports days.
God.
I found out my house has been put back by a few weeks, and I had to start playing the game. It's supposed to be in the middle of July, and I got the phone call that I knew was coming, saying, well, it's going to get pushed back to the end of July, and I just had to go, oh, Jesus. I was like, oh. I said, well, he said, how are you with that? I said, well, do I have any say in it? No, not really. I said, well, I tell you I am. I'm not very happy with it. But if I have no say in it, but it's getting pushed back a couple of weeks, then that is fine. It'll have to be fine. And then I started playing the game of poker. It's all a game of poker. And then I said, but if it goes one day into August, I'm pulling out of buying the house. Oh, man. I don't want to play poker. Partly because I don't know how to play poker. I know how to play this game of poker. You've got to kind of dig your heels in. And
Well, this is the infuriating thing about buying a house. It comes to a point where everyone has done everything they can and you're just leaving it to people who don't care to pull their fingers out. Because it's solicitors now, isn't it?
It's solicitors and estate agents. It's solicitors now, and but you've just got to do that thing of if this carries on, I'm out. Just because I'm going nuts in that horrible little flat. I nearly posted the picture of it last night because I took a picture to send to my friend Simon because no one's seen it. You're the only person that's seen it. You and the police are the only people that have been inside. That
well,
flat.
and that bloke who turned up to have a look at your
attic. and the builders and the landlord's team of hard-working men that keep just wandering in.
And that child with the clipboard.
What child? Oh yeah, the kid that comes round and every 6 months to make sure I've not defaced the walls. And I go, yeah, I'm 45, you're 20, and I've lived in places for quite a long time, and I don't want to be here. Hey, you're that guy off the telly. What was it like in the jungle? Well, it was great. Can you please get out of my misery? So that was depressing. You've had a tough old day. Are you nervous about? I'm sorry if I did piss you off.
No, you didn't piss me off.
You sure? Because if I was rude, I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't realise I was being rude.
I promise you.
But are you nervous about? You're not. Are you nervous about?
I'm not nervous about tomorrow.
Good.
No.
Then what's your beef?
I'm just getting a lot of stuff at the moment with. Right, here we go.
Here we go. Let's do it.
9-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's getting really psychological all of a sudden.
Oh, your 9-year-old's become a 13-year-old.
Yeah. And so, we were having trouble. We live about 10 minutes maximum from her school.
Yeah.
And before she left the lower school, there was a massive encouragement, a big push to make sure that everyone was walking to school with their mates rather than with their mums, you know, by the time they went to this middle school.
Yeah.
So she started walking home with her mates and walking to school with her mates. And that's a big thing, when it's my eldest, so I haven't been through that thing before of, okay, off you go then, I'll see you in hours.
Yeah, that's weird.
So from that to now, she's been coming home really late from school. I'm talking like it's taken her 40 minutes and that's a 5-minute walk.
Mm.
I've not given her a mobile phone because I think she's too young.
Yep.
I also don't think it keeps them any safer.
21. It's the age.
I don't think it keeps them any safer. And in fact, the stuff with the kind of friends, female friends, has already started with them sort of picking holes in each other. So I don't want them being able to message her and me not know about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want bullying to be brought into the home.
No, and arriving in her pocket and maybe, her reading it when I'm not there.
Yeah.
So no mobile phone. So anyway, she's been getting home later and later and later, and I've had a conversation with her about it, saying, I need you to come home straight away. I worry about you, and I wouldn't know how, it would take. I wouldn't know if there was something to worry about. If you know, this sounds silly, doesn't it? If she's not home straight away, and I get used to her being half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour longer, what if something happens? It will take me that much longer to work out that I need to go looking for her.
Of course.
Right. So we've had that conversation, and she understood it. Again, she rocked up late again today.
Oh, did she do it again today?
I think she'd forgotten.
Okay.
So.
And she's been lying about where she's.
Yeah.
Been.
She'd been telling me that she'd been kept in by the teacher. And then I said, well, that's happening a lot. Maybe I should email your teacher. Oh, no, don't do that. And it turns out that she'd been telling me fibs. So we had the conversation about don't tell me lies, because if something happens within that lie, you're on your own, The
exact opposite. And for this, I blame Fleetwood Mac. Because they encourage lie telling.
Exactly.
And the problems it caused, we didn't even know then back in the 80s.
Exactly.
We didn't. Now we're reaping that.
Exactly. So we've had that conversation. I think she gets it. But I get the feeling that one of the friends in the group of friends is avoiding going home for some reason. Yeah. So everyone's dragging their heels as a result. So anyway, I warned her. And she was late again today. So I bought her a watch.
Oh. Wow, you're serious, man.
And I've also said to her, if it happens again, you're going to start walking home with me.
I would. Well, here's what I would do if I were in a position to do that. Tomorrow I'd turn up at the school.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, nice to see you. We're walking home now.
Well, that's
you're embarrassing me.
That's the threat.
Yeah.
That's the threat.
I'd do it once and say, We can stop this now.
If you come straight home.
What are you feeling about tomorrow? You going to come straight home, or are you going to need a little bit of encouragement again?
I'm willing to do it. I just want... I want to believe that she forgot today.
Yeah, kids, man.
But I do feel sorry for this kid who may or may not be.
Oh, of course. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
No rules nocturnal nattering for nightbirds, nurses, and Nosferatu.
All right, cool.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to Darren. Good evening, Darren.
How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing terribly, mate.
You what?
Yeah.
You're doing terribly?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm a little
do you know what, mate? That makes the two of us.
Go on, what's going on with you?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I phoned you up before I was at Glasgow, just at the Barras area.
Yeah.
And was a recovering alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
You probably don't remember me, but anyway...
I do remember, actually. Go on, what's happening now?
Well, I'm dealing with serious chronic pain, and I'm on the most strongest analgesics you can get, and the pain is still coming, and it's such a hard thing to navigate. See, trying to navigate the NHS when you're dealing with a pain condition, it's been the most. It's actually made me more sicker because they think that, you're drug seeking when you're asking for medications. I've had to come down to London.
Yeah.
I'm on benefits. I've had to come down to London and see a consultant in Harley Street on benefits to get them to understand how serious my condition is.
Because obviously there's no way for a doctor to measure pain.
Subjective, of course.
Yeah, so they can't hook you up to a machine and go, oh, right, well, Darren's feeling 72 pain.
But Ian, the illness is called the suicide illness, right? And they don't call it that for nothing. It's called small fibre neuropathy, right?
Go on, what is that? Because that rings a bell.
Suicide headaches, isn't it?
It's a neuropathy. It's a type of neuropathy, but it affects the small fibres. And pretty much all the specialists are doing in London.
Is this what they call cluster headaches?
No, it's nothing to do with the mind. It's nothing to do with... pretty much your pain basically works everywhere, but I think you feel it in your mind, but it's like your signal sending...
Okay.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is... I'm just in a serious... that way, like... I'm just frightened because I'm dealing with such a serious thing. And, they don't... Like, the doctors, they don't really understand chronic pain.
No.
And so, like, these, you're getting told we can see you every 4 months or 5 months. But in between that, what do you do? I mean, there's no support system in place. There's nothing in place. I don't know if it's a money thing with the NHS. I've actually got a diagnosis. I got an actual diagnosis, and then my mood was affected, obviously, because the pain is obviously there. And the psychiatrist had told me that, and this is a common thing that's happening all over, that people are going to one remit, and then they're going to another remit, so like basically going to one profession, getting told they've got a certain condition. And I went to the psychiatrist, and he said to me, even though with a diagnosis, it's in your head. No one psychiatrist, but two. No, I had a diagnosis, so I just feel like, see when there's people, I know so many people with pain, because obviously that's my community now, where I've met so many people, but it's hard, man, it's really, it changes the whole, I've never experienced it in this in my life, it's
So what's the prognosis? Are they saying at some point, are they saying you're imagining it?
Well,
or it can be controlled by the mind?
Yeah, well, what happened was, the first time they said they call it somatization, right? They said it was in my mind, right? But there's a test you can get, right? And it's gold standard. Gold standard means it's like nearly 98% proof, right? And they take a bit of skin out your ankle and a bit of skin out of your quadricep, and they done that in Hammersmith. I had to come down to London to get it done.
It's a glorious
professor,
Hammersmith, yes.
Professor Anand. He's a specialist in peripheral neuropathy, one of the best in the world. He's an authority. Cut a long story short, he done the test, and it was proven that I had this small fibre neuropathy. Now, that test came back to my doctors in Glasgow, right? And I still seen the psychiatrist, and I seen a psychiatrist at my local area, and he still he sat there in front of me and my mum casually, and just went, "I think you have a false positive. I don't believe you have what you have." So
man, really?
basically, I just sat there and I was dumbfounded. I felt like choking the guy, but I didn't choke him because I just said to him, "Look," I says, "well, that's your opinion, but I just feel as if there's no rights. I feel as if although I've got this thing, I just feel that a lot of people aren't getting heard, because I certainly aren't getting heard. And do you know what, Ian? I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be somebody who throws through the NHS. And I've paid up to £5,000 now of my own money. Everything I've had to do is go private, and it's absolutely crazy. And you know what? I was in hospital in April getting a steroid infusion. It's like a treatment they try and give you to help this condition.
Yeah.
And see, everybody that was in the ward with me, they were in for, like, pain syndromes. And every one of them has tried to take their own life.
Oh, man alive.
So what I'm trying... And it was actually... I was sitting in the bed, and I was listening to a group of people round this boy who had cluster headaches, like you had said. He'd been hit with a car 3 times, and basically he had cluster headaches. And they were round the bed, and they were saying to him, "Have you not seen a psychiatrist? Have you not seen a psychiatrist to help you with your mood?" And the boy said, "The psychiatrist has told me this isn't a psychiatry problem." So if the boy had tried to commit suicide. So it's like, somebody's not doing their job here, because it's like, basically, you've got a condition that's it's like, it's got a mood component, it's got a pain component, it's got all these different things, yet you're getting passed from area to area.
Oh, you need a holistic approach. You need all the different aspects of it need to be treated.
Let me tell you something, Iain. I've put a multidisciplinary team in place myself.
Wow.
I've sought a counsellor. I've had to pay for a neurologist. I've had to pay for a pain consultant. And the psychiatrist is the NHS. It's just a Russian roulette, man. These guys are telling you don't have something when you've actually been diagnosed. But my friend told me to come on tonight, and I just wanted to. Do you know what I really wanted to say? Is if anybody's out there and has chronic pain, it's a killer, man. Especially with if you've got alcohol or anxiety or. My friend died. My friend hung himself 5 weeks ago, and he had anxiety, and anxiety and depression. Now I'm battling anxiety and depression, and a severe pain syndrome, and I just feel like I feel like I love somebody to chat at my door now and say, "We're going to help you." But it's like, see, if I don't go... I don't know why the system is the way that the system is. Yeah. I don't know if it's a money short. I don't know why it is the way it is. But, man, it's crazy. It's so crazy, man. And it's not that, Ian. It's like you go to these people and you go to the specialists, and they're great with treating your pain. But then your GP, he thinks he's terrified because anything he hears of these drugs, and my GP practice is in quite a rough area, and there's a lot of people going in there drug seeking.
Yeah, of course.
So see if you have an ailment or a chronic pain condition, it's almost like you get treated like you're in there to even though you've got correspondence from the consultant to say
actual evidence to show that you need the drugs.
Even then, it's still like a very grey area. It's like nothing I've experienced, and I believe it's like that in America. I think that they've got an opioid epidemic, and I feel for these people who are getting their meds cut and different things. I don't know what it's like here, but I think certain practices are different. It's just I'm really wanting. What I'm plugging is the need for chronic pain to be addressed, man. In the UK, there's no enough things. There's no enough services. There's no enough. But like, there's plenty for addiction. Look at what. Let me tell you this now, and you'll be able to stand by this. Look at all the stars that have died. Prince, you know what Prince died of? A fentanyl. He had a hip. He had a hip problem. He died with taking fentanyl. Too much fentanyl. A lot of stars of that. So obviously these stars have maybe overdone. Maybe taking the drugs. Maybe they've took too much. I don't know for sure. I obviously know that it's a very hard area to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Like, and especially like on my own. Like I kind of know it. Well, a bit of support, but not much. I feel for a lot of people who have got chronic pain in Glasgow because there's not a lot happening up here.
Darren, listen, look, we have to go. I really appreciate...
Sorry,
no, you've got nothing to apologise. I apologise that we're up against the clock.
Sorry, but... I could have tried to... I just wanted to... That was...
No, you honestly, dude, you have nothing to apologise. I'm really grateful that you phoned in, and you have certainly educated me on the situation. You would have educated a lot of listeners. And I'm saying this because I mean it. If calling in helps in any way, or if you want to talk more, you can call us any time you want, man. You'll get on. And
Thanks,
if we can take your mind off it for 5 minutes, that's great. But if it just helps just to chat to us, and then you're welcome to call us any time, brother.
Hopefully it reached somebody tonight, Ian. Anyway, thanks very much.
Nice one, man. You take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, fella. Ta-ta. What a nice bloke. What a nice bloke. What a horrible story.
Yeah. And that can happen to anyone.
Yeah. And, and you
Fancy being told you haven't got something that you've been told you've got.
You just can't begin to imagine. Thank you, Darren. That was educational. I don't say that very often about the calls on this show. Paul, stay there. You'll be the first call we come to after the news. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Talk about a month of Sundays. Toffee knows when we can, as far as I can see. Hey, little, the cat's in the middle. Piggy in the middle. Do a blue Bible punching heavyweight. Evangelistic boxing kangaroo. A rang-a-dang-a-dang, a conda. Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, even Pluto too. Hey, little, the cat in the middle, piggy in the middle, whoa. Stay calm, wish now we got both of set. One man civilization is another man's jungle, yeah. They say revolution's in the air. I'm gathering my underwear, 'cause I don't care. Hey, little, the cat's in the middle, piggy in the middle.
40 years later, it's still working. Paul Ross just came in and went, where's this Beatles song from? Is this from the anthology? Well, no, it's the Ruttles. It's the Ruttles. 40 years later, they're still doing their magic. There are 2 Ruttles CDs. The second one isn't that good. The first one is an absolute joy. The soundtrack to the film. I mean, it really is. You can probably get it for pennies on Amazon. It's such a good album. It's like an alternate Beatles history, and it's a joy. 0344 499 1000. Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock, guys. 1 till 5. You can listen to Talk Radio. You can listen to Paul on DAB. You can download the app, or you can go to talkradio.co.uk. Let's go to another Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm all right, Paul.
Good. You all right, Kath?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What you got for us, Paulie? Pauls?
I need to tell you, man, I've been having these really weird dreams.
Here we go. I'm getting ready for the punchline.
No, there ain't no punchline, man. This is... When you was a kid, did you play penny up the wall?
What, well, you had to throw the penny closest to the wall?
To the wall, yeah. Say there's 4 or 5 of you playing, and you throw your penny, and whoever gets... Well, we used to play 50 pence. Whoever got their 50 pence closest to the wall, you picked all the coins up.
Yeah.
Throw them up in the air, and you called heads or tails. And if you won, then we used to play for our dinner money, yeah?
Yeah.
So in my dream, I'm in my school playground, and I've been a long time since I was at school, and I'm in my school playground, and this old girl comes up to me, and she goes, would you like to play penny up? So I turn around, and it's the Queen, right?
Oh, flipping that penny up with the Queen.
Right?
Yeah.
So she says, oh, I'm wicked, I'm going to beat you. So I started playing with her, and she was blinding, right? Every time I threw my 50 pence, she threw her closer, right? So when it comes to the heads or tails bit, she was throwing it up in the air going, nee, right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking, this bitch is rinsing me my dinner money. And
Steady on. Yeah. Steady on, yeah.
So, yeah, basically, in this dream, she's taking all my dinner money, and I'm thinking, this is one of the richest women in the world, and she's taking me for my dinner money, man.
Yes.
That was not good.
Right.
So I can't tell you what happened after that, because she's running the country, but I ended up nutting her.
Oh, so you did tell us. Right, so, but how often, why are you telling us that you're having dreams where you try and kill our monarch?
Oh, I don't know. I had another really nutty dream was I moved into this big house.
There's nothing worse than other people's dreams.
It can't get worse than that.
Yeah,
and I phoned up Sky to get satellite fitted, and Rod Hull and Big Bird from Sesame Street turned up.
That's great news. Thank you so much.
It was worth waiting for.
There we go. Thanks very much indeed. What? There's nothing duller than other people's dreams. If you did a phone-in, right, phone up and tell us what your dreams are. It'd be boring. Your dreams are interesting to you.
Well,
and if someone saucy says, "Guess who I had a sex dream about last night? It was you." Then that's interesting. What did we do? What didn't we do? Every hole was a goal. That kind of stuff is interesting. But when it's a bloke who you've never met and he phones you once every 3 months to have a dig at me and flirt with you, telling you their dreams.
Casually calls a woman a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Thank you for that, Paul. I really appreciate that call.
Your dreams.
Good evening, Ben.
Ian,
What
hello.
dream did you have last night, mate?
Oh, I didn't have a dream, mate.
Yes,
I
you
just caught the last bit before the break. I heard the word fentanyl, fella talking about fentanyl.
Yeah.
But I didn't know exactly what he was referring to, as in, like, was he addicted to it or something?
No, he's using it for pain relief.
He is now, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, right. No, just,
Well, what's your relationship with fentanyl?
well, not fentanyl. I had a bit of a relationship with heroin and methadone and buprenorphine and all that. And I got started on, I got addicted to all that through over-the-counter cocodamol.
I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, and that fentanyl. I read a great book by a lady called Catherine Kemp.
Yeah.
It's called Painkiller Addict, and she had pancreatitis and ended up being given fentanyl and went through hell. It's a fantastic read. she recovered, but fentanyl's like 50 times stronger than heroin.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy that phoned up Darren's in chronic pain, you know, and he's you know, he's trying to get a decent pain relief program going, but he's having trouble with, you know, one doctor saying something and one doctor saying something else. But people getting addicted to painkillers, it's a big old problem, man.
Serious problem, mate. Yeah, there's a brilliant documentary on YouTube called "Making a Killing."
Yeah,
all about psychotropic drugging, all about, you know, drug companies making shed loads of cash.
Yeah,
and it's how can you make a drug 50 times stronger than heroin and just dish it out? You know, obviously that guy's in pain. I'm not having a dig at that bloke. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
but I don't think they are dishing it out with that bloke. That bloke's having trouble getting it, and he needs it.
Oh, good. Oh, well, so a fellow I know, he's dodgy knees. He's had them since he was about 13 or something. But he's been given the patches. You get these fentanyl patches, and he's just, you know, it scares me because, you know, I had trouble getting off the juice, the methadone.
Yeah.
Got off it. You know,
Can I ask you a question about the methadone?
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm going to say some things that are what I believe.
Say whatever, mate. Yeah.
And if I get it wrong, jump in and correct me, right? So I've spent a bit of time in the rooms and stuff, so I've heard people talking about it. It was never my drug of choice, heroin. Coke was, heroin wasn't. So it's a mystery to me, right?
Yep.
So methadone is what is prescribed by the doctor to help heroin addicts kick heroin, right? And you get a prescription, you get a script, and you go into a chemist once or twice a day, you hand over the script, you get a little bottle of methadone, and you drink it. Is that right?
Yeah, you don't go to your doctor. Well, I went to my doctor and they refer you to a drug and alcohol thing, the local one. And then you get on a script. Yeah.
But methadone is just it's a different drug, but with the same potency as heroin.
It's the cheapest load of whatever out there. Do you know what? I watched a documentary about Nazis and drugging. Hitler had methadone created because it was cheaper than morphine, and he wanted all his soldiers to have a painkiller.
Does it have the same effect as heroin?
No, it's longer lasting. It holds you for longer, so in other words, you don't go into withdrawal.
Right.
Heroin's got like what they call a short, like half-life.
But the high isn't as big as heroin, but the effect lasts longer to tide you over.
Yeah, imagine you're alcoholic.
Yeah.
It would stop the shakes.
Okay.
So, you know, you won't shake, but you're not going to feel that dry. You know, I was getting a script in the morning, what they call supervised consumption. I mean, it depends if you're working. If a fella's working and you go and pick your script up and you give a sample, like urine sample, but, you know, there's so many ways of getting around it. I used to just have a few days, say a week, not using on top.
Yeah.
And then the heroin would be out in the system. And then I'll just wee in a empty Evian bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
Whack it in the freezer or the fridge, depending how long, and then pour it into a little bottle.
Take it with you?
Take it with me, but always put a little warm water with it. Because the people, the key workers...
But imagine freezing that and then mistaking it for like a frozen lolly. A jubbly, yeah. Imagine you think it's a jubbly, you go and have that or something. Anyway, but
basically, I'll just, you know...
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about addicts.
It's cheap because, you know, I know people have been on it 25 years.
Well, this is the thing. People, you know, Limmy, I don't know if you've seen Limmy, the comedian, does a very funny character, Jacqueline McCafferty, who was addicted. He said the line is something like, I was addicted to heroin for 3 years, then I was addicted to the methadone for 7 years. And that's the way it goes quite a bit. But here's the thing. Well, this is the thing about addicts, right?
Yeah.
We're clever, man. And we are cunning, and we are the cleverest. If only we could turn our powers to good. Because what you described there, you're freezing, you know, staying clean for a week. So you do a wee and it's clean, and putting it in the fridge, and then taking it out.
I've got the methadone in the system from the script every day. Yeah, because I was on.
But what you've described is a genius way of beating medicine.
You see, I could get off supervised.
Yeah,
and then. Because I went from Subutex, buprenorphine tablets, onto the methadone, but I remember I gave a clean sample with them.
Yeah.
And it was a different doctor. My key worker wasn't about.
Yeah.
So I just saw this like main doctor, and they have to sign the scripts anyway. And she put me on what they call twice a week pick-up.
Yeah.
And she switched my subbies to, I was on 14, so I was on an 8 mil, and you get 2 2s. And then I just said, about getting off. And she said, well, what I'll do, I'll whack it all in 2s for you.
Oh, right, okay.
So I had loads of these, and I was just stashing, made it,
Yeah.
Then I was just,
where are you now, Ben? How are things now with all of that?
I'm good, mate, good. Over a year.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, well done, that's all right, isn't it?
It is all right, but it's, I just anything to do with opiates. I mean, but people don't realise, man. Codeine is basically a mild form of smack. And tramadol, like that.
Oh, I had tramadol a few years ago. God, I was tripping all over the place.
Because people years ago, I had mates. I remember working on sites and people were opening up the newspaper and having a dig at Pete Doggett.
Yeah.
When he was in the papers all the time, and he needs a bath. Look at his dirty thing, right. And, the fella's on Oromorph or something for his back. And I'm thinking, that's just...
Do you remember, when I was a kid, they stopped doing this, I know, because I looked into it when I was getting really bang into drugs. You probably remember this, Catherine. Do you remember they used to sell kaolin and morphine?
Yeah.
Oh, they used to sell it for stomach aches. We had a bottle of kaolin and morphine, and what it would settle. And the bottom 2/3 was this pink sort of chalk.
Oh, I've seen that.
And the top third was this clear liquid. It was pure morphine. And you shook it up, and they would give it... My mum gave it to me when I was 8. And it was to get rid of... If you had stomach aches, you'd have kaolin and morphine. That's nuts, isn't it, man? I don't know when they stopped doing it, but I was certainly having it in the early 80s, so...
I've never heard... they don't sell that. You can't get that now.
No, I know. Trust me, I looked into it.
But that thing about codeine being so strong, that's what's turning a lot of people... you've got loads of quote-unquote respectable people in America who are turning to street drugs, because obviously over there you can't get prescribed, you don't get free prescriptions. So they get hooked on it, and then they can't afford to keep that, it in the codeine, and so they end up going to the street.
Yeah, I just had a little look at the old fentanyl documentary during the break when you had the news on and all that. And it's an epidemic in America, fentanyl, but also the OxyContin, which the drug company that created it, I don't know if it's Pfizer, one of those big ones, said that it was a strong painkiller, obviously an opiate, but it's not addictive. Yeah. And that was passed, so it's all corruption. How can you have an opiate that's not addictive? And anyway, that's an epidemic because they all crush them up and snort them and,
Ben,
I'm sorry, mate, I'm going on.
No, don't apologise.
I just want to warn people,
Bless you, brother.
Just, if you're getting prescribed your tramadol, your cocodamols, just...
Keep an eye out. I'm glad you're on the straight and narrow, Ben. Well done, mate.
Thank you, mate. Cheers, mate.
Take care. Speak again. Where are we getting all these nice new callers from?
Yeah.
0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
A star-crossed soapbox for sailor boys, stable girls,
I'm on the edge.
and stripper grands.
It depends who you're with, and it depends on the situation.
Late night speech radio with a difference.
Thank you.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. To celebrate the fact that we won football, there's a picture of a woman with her boobs out in the star. So that's great.
How patriotic.
That is very, very patriotic. I'm not here tomorrow. Catherine is here. You're doing the show with Katie Puckrick.
Yeah.
I give you my blessing.
Thanks very much.
I give you my blessing.
Your Holiness.
Very welcome. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Oh, look, there's Idris Elba's fiancée with... now, that is not... I don't think... I'm sure she's a very beautiful lady and with a beautiful body. But this fashion, and I'm singling her out because it's there, of wearing swimsuits that go right up your hungry bum. That's your copyright, Catherine Barr. Go right up your bum crack.
Yeah.
There is nothing... Well, there's nothing there. I mean, that
to me looks painful.
I've got...
in the heat as well.
I've been walking... It's been hot today and I've been walking around and my pants have been chafing a bit and I've got a sweaty arse crack. So when I get home, I'm putting on some Johnson's baby lotion on my bum and my taint and probably on the underside of my balls as well because it's all sore down there. It's uncomfortable, right? But she's chosen. That's actually going to be rubbing against her bumhole. But it will be.
Of course it will.
Not just it's not just in between her cheeks. Actually rubbing her anus.
But, it's her anus, her business.
Exactly, but... but I don't want to sing... I am singling her up, because it's a... But, so, let's pull back a bit, because I don't want Idris Elba to beat me up, because I don't think he's a very good actor. But, it is... imagine if he's listening, though. Imagine if he's a fan of mine.
Yeah.
And he goes to bed, and his missus says, Idris, what's wrong? Oh, man... Yeah, Iain Lee, he's I'm not very good actor.
On the other hand, it might encourage them to have a conversation about whether or not she's comfortable in that, or whether she's doing it to please.
It might encourage him to work harder at acting.
But the thong is big now, but it's not even a.
It's a one-piece swimsuit.
That's a thong, but the ones that we're seeing on Love Island are just really tightly cut.
It's like a wedgie.
Bikini bottoms.
It's wedgies. They're giving themselves wedgies, and no one likes a wedgie. But apparently, the kids these days are opting for wedgies. Everyone is doing it, and I just think...
Well, the boys aren't doing wedgies, are they, yet?
Not yet. It'll be the next thing.
Give it time.
But it's the next thing. I remember when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, boys wearing makeup was a bit puffy. There's a bit, there was a couple sort of on the fringe boys that would kind of wear a bit of makeup, but kind of in the Robert Smith Cure, sort of slightly over the top way. But then we're watching Dinner Date tonight, and all those lads were putting makeup on before the dinner date.
Overtly. And you could tell with one of them in particular, and he was actually the one that won. So fair play.
I liked it.
It worked.
Picked the right guy.
But he was colouring his eyebrows in like the girls do, which again is not a natural looking thing, is it? But it's not for us. This is young people's stuff now, and we're not supposed to understand it.
No, we're not supposed to understand it. Someone's telling me that kaolin and morphine is still available. Man alive. As a 5-year-old, I was given morphine by my mum. The 70s, man. You really should have been there. Swingers get 3-day sex fest, but location is kept secret. Probably around the back. It doesn't really make sense, so don't analyse it, but it's rude. Europe's biggest sex festival will be back with a bang. But swingers won't know where the venue is in Britain until 48 hours before the event.
Oh.
So you've really got to, if you want to get involved in then you've just got to be patient.
Off with his head!
In with a record turnout of more than 700 randy revellers is set to roll up for a huge 3-day outdoor bonking bonanza where plenty of
funny
is promised. It sounds... We've got a report from someone who was there last year. Let's just see what the kind of things they get up to.
I'm David Babcock and I got my willy stuck in a hoover.
There we go. Tickets for Swingfields begin at £165 for couples, but wealthier festival goers can fork out up to £390 per person for more luxurious glamping options with wipe-down bedding.
Sweet Lord.
A guzzler.
Yeah, that's extra. They will be given wristbands when they check in to indicate their sexual preference, men, women, or couples.
What are you beefing on about?
Yes. The secretive organisers will not reveal the location of the festival until 2 days before it starts a week on Thursday. Festival bosses revealed that an increase in activity by trolls and invasions of punters' privacy forced them to scrap the event last year. But organisers have now posted online, "We are back. The team has reacted above and beyond the call of duty to reinvent and redesign the festival. This is to build on our hugely popular features, but also to fully refresh and invigorate the entire weekend."
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. In 2015 and 2016, Swingfields was held in Flaxley near Westbury-on-Severn. Some residents were furious the event was allowed to take place in their backyard.
Surely not.
Are you real?
Unfortunately.
Close the curtains.
But organisers reassured them about their robust security and ticket systems.
Wow.
I don't like camping at the best of times.
Naked camping.
Naked camping. I mean, also, their shower facilities.
It's bad enough picking the grass out of your cups of tea, isn't it? Never mind.
Those shower blocks. No, I don't think
I haven't been camping for ages.
Well, it's changed a lot since then. Everyone's at it. Everyone is doing it. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh no!
0344 499 1000. The last 30 minutes of which you can speak to me this week, because I'm going away tomorrow and I'm not coming back till really early Tuesday morning, which is stupid. Posties in a gull lot of trouble. Swooping birds spark mail alert. So why are postmen always having such problems with Mother Nature? Is this her way of telling us that post is unnatural? Seagulls are dive-bombing posties as they try to deliver mail to more than 100 homes. The birds are also attacking residents who are having to hide under umbrellas to fend them off. Local councillor Bablin Mollick said the gulls were an increasing health and safety problem. It's a health and safety problem, guys. These gulls. It's a health and safety problem. It's estimated 15 breeding pairs are to blame for the aerial bombardment in Cardiff. I would kill them.
Yeah, can they not, sick an owl on them? Isn't that what they do with the pigeons? Or an eagle?
And it's an eagle, not an owl, for gulls.
You say that, but in Milton Keynes, in the shopping centre, they've got big plastic owls as a deterrent. I suppose not for the gulls, probably for smaller birds, right?
I think that's for mice.
I realise that.
That's for mice.
Mice can't see them up in the
Of course they can. Mice have got really good visions.
Have they?
Yeah. Also, there's no such thing as a seagull, so this story is inaccurate, Martin Fricker, the gentleman that wrote it. They're just gulls. A Royal Mail spokeswoman said... Oh, spokeswoman, you say?
How modern.
These kind of attacks can occur at this time of year as the gulls are nesting and rearing their chicks. Royal Mail chiefs have written to 130 homes in the area, warning them to expect problems with their deliveries, although the letters have not been delivered. The spokeswoman said that deliveries in King Coed were not yet affected, but the situation was being monitored. She added, the safety of our people is paramount to Royal Mail. Well, just get them to wear tin hats like
Helmets.
World War One.
Yeah.
Just get them to wear good old-fashioned tin hats. They can choose that. They can have an American baseball hat with stars on, American football. They can have Kaiser hats with the points on.
They'd be good, actually.
They'd be good. Crash helmets. Just anything so they stop them flipping whinging about birds and carrying on posting the letters. The slackers. That's what they should do.
If it's not birds, it's dogs with these people. Cats.
I like my postman, but the rest of them can get knotted. Is what
My postman's a dude.
Really?
Yeah, he's good. He knows that my dad only lives around the corner.
Yeah.
So if I'm not in, he'll leave stuff there, or he knows where my safe place is.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, our postman delivers our stuff to the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Unlike a box of chocolates, it seems you know what you're going to get with Forrest Gump. A great movie to make you happy. Is Forrest Gump make you happy?
That's a bit sad, isn't it, Forrest Gump?
I thought because he's... I feel sorry for him because he's challenged, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and things happening, and he's aware of some of them, and he's not aware of a lot of them.
The Oscar winner starring Tom Hanks has been voted the best feel-good film. Flipping it. The list of the top 10 films. Jeez. The 1994 movie follows Forrest through the decades as he takes part in some of history's biggest moments. I'm getting ready for a Forrest Gump impression, by the way, guys. It is the bittersweet love story that captured the hearts, as well as the legendary line, "My mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's good. Not bad, is it?
Jenny. There's a lot of that one there. Oh, Jenny.
Happiness expert Dr. Cliff Arnold said...
Right, that's not a thing.
He's a doctor and he's a happiness expert.
I don't believe it.
Said, life can feel pretty overwhelming for many when work, exams and family pressures fill headspace. Taking the time to watch an uplifting film is one of the easiest ways of escaping from all of that. Giving ourselves permission to switch off our worry buttons and have our imagination buttons pressed is highly therapeutic. Giving ourselves permission to switch off our worry buttons. Right. Well, this guy, he may be a happiness expert, but he's not a button expert. You can't switch a button off. A button isn't a thing. A button switches something else off. A button switches the lights on or off, or the TV on or off, or in this stupid metaphor, it could possibly switch off worry. But no, this is a worry button that he wants to switch on and off. So this guy's a dick. The survey found nearly a quarter of Brits watch a movie each Sunday to help beat the blues about the weekend drawing to a close. No, they don't. It's because they've got Sunday afternoon free.
No else to do,
so they
is
watch
there?
a film. Okay, so here's the top 10 in reverse of feel-good movies, right? Number 10 is The Breakfast Club. I've never seen it.
I won't call it feel good. There's quite a lot of teenage angst in it.
Number 9, a film I've not watched since I was 14 and I hated, and I'm going to watch it again, but I suspect I'm going to hate it again. The Blues Brothers. Number 8 is The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Never seen it, don't fancy it, never going to watch it.
Number 7, now I think you have seen this, the 2017 version of Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, it's all right.
Unless you're a homophobe that picks up on minute gay clues. It's like a gay teapot.
It's not minute, it's flipping obvious.
Oh, is it? I thought it was...
No.
I thought it was...
It's Gaston's sidekick.
OK, well...
The ironic thing being that the artist that plays Gaston, who's a great big manly butch type, is gay.
OK, well, in that...
So chew on that, homophobes.
In that case, then, if you want to feel good and you're homophobic, you probably don't want to watch that movie, guys. You probably want to go and watch, something obnoxious and racist. Number 6 is School of Rock. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Loved it.
Great film. Number 5, Marley and Me.
That's about a dead dog, isn't it? Spoiler alert.
Flipping it, Keith.
I think it's quite an old film and everyone knows the dog dies.
It's only 10 years old, mate, and I didn't know the dog died.
Well, don't bother,
I
because the dog dies.
I was going to watch that on the aeroplane tomorrow. Number 4, Sister Act. Sweet Lord.
No.
Number 3, Mary Poppins. Number 2, Back to the Future.
No. Mary Poppins is too long. I loved it as a kid, but now watching it with modern children, you realise it's slow and too long. Back to the Future, likewise.
I
tried watching Short Circuit with them the other week.
That's a bit racist, isn't it?
I don't know. It wasn't the film I thought it was. I thought I was watching that one with Johnny Five in it.
Okay.
That is Short Circuit.
Yeah.
I was watching Batteries Not Included.
Batteries Not Included. That was a Short Circuit cash-in, I think.
Slow.
Yeah, a lot of those 80s films are slow and rubbish. It's like, I tell you, we've watched it, and I do like it. I watched it recently, but it is slow. It's Flight of the Navigator.
Oh.
Not a lot happens in it.
E.T.?
Yeah.
My kids lost interest before it kicked off.
Yeah. I've never seen E.T. Well, I have. I've only seen a pirate Betamax of E.T. when it came out, 81. So I watched it when it came out in really low-quality pirate version. And I found out later there was like big 20 minutes missing from it. But I've never seen it in high quality.
Oh.
So, up yours, Spielberg. An elderly couple will be reunited with love letters they wrote 60 years ago, found under floorboards. I don't think they deserve these letters. Airman John Titley, 82, wrote to Rena Milton, 78, in the 1950s while based at RAF Melksham. Sarah Quick, 38, found the bundle while she was renovating a cottage in Pontypridd, South Wales. She said, "They're a snapshot of an age where love and communication was a lot more simple."
Sarah found the couple, wed in 1961, in a Facebook appeal and will visit them in Cardigan, West Wales, where she hopes to sell them the letters for £2,000. That's what I would do.
Why did they leave them if they're so important?
Yeah, I suspect that he murdered that wife, and that she's a stand-in. 03444 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule-free. It's the Late Night Alternative with that man, Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio.
03444 499 1000. Last 16, 17 minutes of the show, then I'm off. Paul Ross will be back. Paul Ross will be on at 1. Catherine will be in tomorrow night. Let us go to Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening, both of you.
Good evening, Simon.
Betamax.
Yes.
E.T. pirate copy. First thing I ever saw on video.
There you go, you see, man. And was your copy? It was almost unwatchable, but I remember sitting there watching it with my mum and my sister, and still bawling my eyes out.
Yeah. I mean, I caught the occasional frame. But it was mainly sort of snow or lines across the screen.
Yeah.
But I do remember my dad and my uncle thinking that they were the cats that got the cream because they managed to get one over on Society and get hold of this pirate film.
I remember being 8, 9, 10 years old and watching a lot of pirate movies. I remember going round to my uncle's once, and they put on, I think it was Rambo, the second First Blood. So Rambo First Blood Part 2. And I didn't really want to watch it. I was only like 9, and I wanted to be out in the garden playing, but they thought there was a miscommunication, and they thought I wanted to watch it. So I ended up sitting on a really hot summer's day, watching a really poor quality pirate video of a really poor quality film anyway. At the age, it was totally age inappropriate, because I was about 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, I think, life back then was different anyway, as we know. But I think it was the video shops would hire any age videos to you or to a person, and that they sort of allowed it to be the parents' decision as to whether you watched it. Yeah. Do you remember? Did you ever have the video man who used to come up the road and hire videos out of the boot of his car?
Do you know what? We did have the video man, but we didn't use him because we I don't think he did Betamax. I think he only did VHS.
Yeah, I think the Betamax that my dad and uncle had, I think that was very, very soon kicked to the curb, and the VHS was produced.
We had a Betamax. We had a Betamax for. I didn't get a VHS until I was like 20 odd, and I went to university.
Yeah, you know what the scariest thing is?
Yeah.
There will be a percentage of your listeners sitting there now going, "What the hell is Betamax?"
No, do you know what?
They've all gone to bed.
I suspect that all of my listeners were Betamax owners. I've got a very strong feeling. We attract that kind of demographic.
You have to. Now, the other thing, just quickly, as a sort of an aside, you know what you were saying earlier about, not caring and things like that?
Yes.
Right, well, I was trying to relate to what you were saying, because I feel largely the same with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I find that as I'm getting older, I'm more empathetic.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't say that I'm particularly fussed by a lot, but the thing that on the news that seems to be a recurring thing that I really don't care about, and I'm sorry if this offends, I'm not intending to.
Okay.
Is anything to do with anything war-wise in any part of the Middle East.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because in all of my short life, 42, so I'm not that much different to you.
Old.
Growing up, whenever the news was on the telly, and I always remember as a kid, because, if your parents wanted to watch the news, it was boring, and it was, and it didn't matter what age I was, there was always a Middle Eastern name of a town, city or country that was related to some kind of war going on. And because that's been a constant theme all of my life, I just can't be bothered to listen to any of it. I couldn't tell you all the differences and the intricacies and everything else. All I hear is one Middle Eastern name, followed by any kind of bloodshed or war, and I'm really not interested. because it's just been force-fed to me all my life, you know?
Simon, I kind of understand, and I think people will understand that. Thank you, Simon. 0344 499 1000. For Iain and Caroline Mackay, their weekly trip to watch a film wouldn't be complete without a sweet treat from the cinema's biscuit tray. But the pensioners have been left with a sour taste after cinema bosses decided the tray of loose biscuits was a health hazard. Now each one has to be individually wrapped in plastic, but there's more plastic than fish in the sea. To the dismay of the couple who called it health and safety gone mad.
Of course they did.
Retired teacher Mr. Mackay, 70, condemned the decision as a ridiculous interference, saying the inference was the biscuits could cause germs. It's eating peanuts from a bowl after you've had a wee thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until now, over 55s attending the weekly Silver Cinema film screening at the Odeon in Basingstoke, Hampshire.
Can I just say, over 55s, I don't think you're ready to be called a silver screener, are you?
Listen, I'm 10 years away from getting movie discounts like this. I'm in. I'm totally up for these guys. Paid £3 for a ticket that entitled them to enjoy tea or coffee and pick up a couple of biscuits from a tray before watching a film. But when Mr. Mackay and his wife, 65, dirty bugger, made their regular visit, they spotted each of the biscuits on offer was now wrapped in plastic. Mr. Mackay, from Basingstoke, said he had been told loose biscuits were a health hazard, adding, the late... Jesus, I mean, these people, come on, who cares? Who cares?
Where did they get this from, the local radio station?
Yeah. The lady behind the counter told me there would be no more unwrapped loose biscuits. She said to me they now all had to be individually wrapped. But if I want to take the risk of eating them, that is up to me. Let people lead their own lives. It is stupid. We are trying to stop global plastic pollution, so that makes it worse. He added, and he's angry, this guy. If people are taking biscuits off a tray, then that is their choice. And the sooner these health and safety people leave us to make our own choices, the better.
There's a simple alternative. He should just take his own biscuits.
An Odeon spokesman said, our team are trialling different biscuits as part of our Silver Cinema offering, and we're always grateful to our guests for their feedback. So it's just different biscuits.
Meanwhile, he's furious.
It's different biscuits. It's different. This guy should be banned. If I was the Odeon, I would ban Iain and Caroline Mackay for just bringing a massive downer to the Silver Surfers Cinema Club.
Biscuit perverts.
I'd ban them. Oi, Iain, Caroline, piss off. You're not welcome. We served in World War II. Don't care.
What, at the age of 60, what? Okay, sorry.
Location presenters Kirsty Allsop and Phil Spencer were stunned when their crew stumbled on a sex toy under a bed. It was revealed when a member of the Channel 4 property show's crew put a camera on the floor during a break-in filming with the lens pointing beneath the bed. That old chestnut! Let's see if that's what they found. Although the camera was not recording, the image captured by its lens was still beamed to the director's monitor screen. Phil, 48, said, "We were filming in the bedroom." Do you know what I think I could probably do, Phil? How does he...
Yeah, he's got a soft R.
We were filming in the bedroom. We were filming in... I'm too jowly. I don't... Who cares? We were filming in the bedroom. We were filming in the bedroom, and the cameraman put the camera down while we had a discussion. It's not bad. The camera was actually pointing under the bed. The director suddenly went, "Oh my God, what's that?"
He knew what it was.
Under the bed there was a very large sex toy, the size of a cucumber.
It's not that large.
I'm looking at the camera; it's not there. And that's what the camera was looking at. Under the bed. We freaked out. No, you didn't. You pointed and you laughed. You got it out. You pretended to stick it up your bum. That's what everyone does. That's what everyone does when they find a sex toy, isn't it?
Oh, gosh.
Former surveyor Phil said the sex toy was not the only clue to saucy bedroom antics. He added, "Then, of course, we started to look around the room, and there were 2 handprints on the mirror behind the bed. We've never quite recovered from it." Phil revealed the hilarious find while promoting energy-saving smart meters. Well, that story ended strangely.
Oh, it must have been one of those plug-in ones.
I wouldn't trust a plug-in vibrator.
No.
I wouldn't trust it because...
Not without a kill switch.
Well, you need a breaker box to plug it into, because if any... I don't want to say juice. If any moisture... If the wire get a little break in it, because our dog chews the wires everywhere. All the lamps and everything are now potential death traps because the dog chews the wire. So if the dog had chewed the wire on the plug-in dildo, and then you, I mean, I don't know what I don't want to go below the belt, but if you spurt on it, is that acceptable?
Any spills,
you could die. You could die, and no one wants to have on their death certificate death by sex toy. No one wants that.
Also, isn't it unromantic having to plug something in?
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
the position you've got to assume to plug it in.
Yeah. Also, can you come this little bit further down the bed? Come a little bit. It doesn't reach. And
Get the extension cable out.
We're using the extension cable downstairs for the sky. So can you come over here? Just come and come and sit by the plug.
Just take away from the spont.
Everything else is. There's nice pictures of an old man smashing a car up with a golf club. Speaking of old men. Smashing up cars.
Hello, boy, how you doing?
All right,
It's me,
Mr.
Barry
Ross.
from Watford.
Oh, God, don't. How you doing, man?
Mind you, if you did succumb to death by a sex toy,
yes,
they would play at your funeral Chas and Dave's Rabbit.
Yay!
One for the teenagers there.
There we go. There we go. Wowzers. Look at Paul plugging it in. He's got it. I like that shirt. Where's that from?
It's a kind of remake of a retro Ben Sherman. It's not quite right because Ben Sherman never had pockets.
No.
And they wouldn't have done the reverse pattern on the blue and white check, would they?
Well, I'm not calling you out for a fake shirt. I'm calling you out
it's a
for
proper
wearing
Ben Sherman, but it's a modern Ben Sherman, not the old school.
I see.
It's got the hook at the back and all that old stuff, but it hasn't got... That's too much detail.
I think it's working.
It's got epaulets. What's the point of epaulets?
I think he looks good, man.
Put your berry under him, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not in the army, sadly. Oh, I thought of another horror film that doesn't involve sex.
Go on.
The Others with Nicole Kidman.
Now
you
but
see.
Isn't part of her furies that she's an abandoned, sexless wife?
Everything's about sex.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
I'm dreading the next 4 shows. I come back and Talk Radio's been taken off
There's
the
an
air.
orderly queue outside the building because apparently they're having an audience in here selling tickets. And all sorts.
My God.
Looking forward to that.
I'll come back. The place will be boarded up. Talk Radio. I remember that. You got closed down when that Catherine Boyle.
It's one way to go down in history.
What old tosh have you got on your show tonight?
Well, we've got the usual old tosh, including an astonishing assertion by an absolutely revolting woman called Iain, a regular on Fox News, who says that the weeping children in those migrant camps... Child actors.
Is she saying that again?
Child actors, yeah. They're child actors, and she read that in the New Yorker, that mighty organ of public opinion, and I've read the New Yorker article. It doesn't say that.
This is the whole Alex Jonesification of America.
And even he's backtracked on that one.
Yeah, but it's an absolutely appalling clip, so we're talking about that on the programme. But I want to show you both this. Now, I'm fascinated by the Easter Island statues. They're only about 800 years old. People think they were much older. Polynesian, they think. They all faced inwards. Many were clapped, some kind of revolt and rebellion on the island. Some of them, though, wear these rather fetching hats. Can you see the size of them? Now, these weigh tons and tons.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
We've got an academic on the programme coming up in half an hour's time. He spent 8 years studying them. He's worked out how they got the hats on top of the heads of the Easter Island statues.
Oh, I love stuff like that.
Oh, you see, the man's a legend. He's been researching it. They tried it. Thor Heyerdahl, who did the Kon-Tiki expedition, got involved in this.
Yeah.
And he thought, I know how to put these. He couldn't work out how to do it. He chipped and damaged them. They're absolutely pristine until and they're rather fetching, aren't they?
Yeah, one of them
They're a
looks
bit
like
like
a
early
bobble hat.
versions of the Donny Osmond cap.
Yeah, they're
Or the
nice.
Elephant Man's cap.
Yeah, they're nice, them, aren't they?
So there you go. Oh, that, and of course, I didn't realise there's a Japanese space mission above our heads at the moment, heading for an asteroid.
Oh.
They're going to circle it. Next week they arrive. They're going to circle it for 9 months, take samples and bring it back. What is going on in space?
Are there people in
there?
there?
No, it's a remote one.
robot
It's a
thing.
remote one, but it seems everybody is in space at the moment.
Well, wasn't there a story about 10, 15, 20 years ago that China was going to blow up the moon? There was something.
There was something about mine. Yeah, I think the Chinese were going to mine on the moon using, they believed, some
Right.
low density explosive.
Right, okay.
Which wouldn't send, they believed or hoped, would send any
Or
fragments.
hoped, yes.
Well, hoped they wouldn't send them away from the moon. They
Yeah.
keep in the moon's orbit, but blow up. That's a great film waiting to happen.
But do you know what? If Putin is wants to put his stamp, he should just go and blow the moon up. Who's going to stop him blowing the moon up? No one. That would be great, wouldn't it?
But as we know, the Russian economy is pretty much collapsing, apart from the World Cup. So I don't think he hasn't got a rubber soap over there.
Paul, thank you very much indeed. Just whack them straight through, please, Sam. Just put I don't know who this is. Let's go. Hello, who's this caller? Hello?
Hello,
you're on the air.
Ian.
Yes?
Hello, Ian. It's Jim, who got drunk once and phoned up.
That doesn't narrow it down too much, I'm afraid.
Well, we spoke about Radiant Silvergun,
do
the
remember,
Sega
yes.
Saturn game.
Yes, you were drunk and talking about old video games, yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
I think it's a work of art.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Thanks very much for calling. And that's how we like to end the shows.
Good old Jim, always reliable.
I liked Ready Player One. I thought it was
Yeah, it was a good film, I thought.
Cracking.
I've still got to see Deadpool 2. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You've seen it. You've not seen Deadpool 1.
No, but I don't think I missed anything.
I preferred
Deadpool
Deadpool
1's
1.
brilliant.
Yeah, I preferred
it.
1, but 2 is... I mean, I buy into the whole Ryan Reynolds thing. I
Does
think
the
it's funny.
girlfriend die at the beginning of Deadpool 2?
Do you want to know?
I'm guessing from the reviews, which kind of hinted at it.
Well, do you want to know? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm not...
I do.
Yes, she does, yeah.
And she comes back to life at the end, though.
Well, the baddie can time travel.
Okay.
There we go.
Bit like that Superman film when he spun the Earth the other way round and brought back Lois Lane.
Significantly better than that whole cop-out at the end of Superman.
That still rankles, doesn't it? I can tell.
Well, I watched it recently, and I was waiting for... we've got to go in 10 seconds. I was waiting
let
for
me
Zod to appear, but of course that's Superman 2.
Terence Stamp, of course.
Yeah.
Sword Punk, a festival for you and your boys when they're older, is happening in the autumn. The tickets go on sale today. You learn to throw axes, to use pole arms, and also sword fighting in a safe environment.
Well, Ross, please don't. Thank you very much. Ta-ta!